Hello. Hmm. Well, sometimes I'm alone. Sometimes I'm not. Um, the cheetah loves that song too. He cracks up when I play that thing because I guess the way the cat meows. Hi Sue, how are you? Glad you're here. This is just a pop-up. I don't know what we're talking about. I have no idea. Well, I guess I do. I'll be talking about my calendar because for some reason Instagram has gone cuckoo, which I'm not really surprised at, though, right? They opened up a new app, Threads, and of course, in doing that, they screwed up their main page. So now people have lost content on their pages, and that includes yours truly has lost a lot of pictures on his page of shows that were coming up. So I felt like I should come up here and talk about the shows this week because otherwise you're not going to be able to see them. So I'm totally bummed by that because I don't know what to do about it, and I'm just glad it wasn't just uh, uh I'm glad it just I'm glad I'm I don't know. I'm glad I'm not the only one affected by this. So yeah, I posted up a lot of different pictures up there for the upcoming shows, and some actually disappeared, some came back. Hey Katie, hey Steven, how are you? How are you? Um so I guess on Instagram, if you go to my if you go to your Instagram page, and you go to your front page, right? Go to your main page. Now, do you have everything that you've posted on there? Do you see every picture that you posted as of late? I'm missing everything. I'm missing pretty much the whole. I'm missing the shows on Tuesday and a couple other ones. So they just took them down. They're I'm not I mean, and the thing is though, it's like you can't even replace them. I tried doing that and it's like I made the picture again. I posted it up there and it won't take it. There's Echo Zero, fresh off his Sharkula review. That was a lot of fun. Hey Sarah, how are you? Sarah showed us her new Criterion movies. I think I will be going down to Barnes and Noble. I'm going to be heading on down there soon enough. There is Mr. Dan and Horror in the Crib. I know I'm doing a pop up. Can you believe it? Yeah. What's your Nun Tester 12 here? Nun Tester 12. Okay. That's I didn't think they allowed nuns on Werewolf Island though. I didn't think nuns were allowed on Werewolf Island, but who knows? Who knows what happens on Werewolf Island? The only thing I know about Werewolf Island is the echoes there. That's the only thing I can say for sure. Hey Pete, how are you? How are you? Yeah, all your stuff is still on there? Steven? Wow, yeah, mine is gone. The yeah. How about you? How about anybody else? Have you posted up anything new on Instagram? Um, have you posted up anything new on Instagram and has disappeared? Because I'm missing the show for Wednesday. Oh, speaking of shows, so there will not be a show tomorrow night. I the artist who I was talking to um, was going to be caught up in a move later on this month, and when we did our pre-show, I could see that she was sort of stressed out, and so I decided to help her out and reschedule the show. So we're gonna be meeting artist Amy K on August 25th. I'm gonna give her a Friday. Um, she's a really nice young lady, and she just got caught in a really bad spot, and and not only she has to pack up her own stuff, but she also has to pick up all her art supplies and her artwork. So that's even harder. So I just thought, plus part of the thing about doing the interview was I want her to be able to sit there and relax and do some art while we talk. And she wouldn't be able to do that yesterday. And I said, why don't we just wait till you're able to? We'll take the stress off your shoulders. We'll go ahead and just push this on down the line. And she was pretty happy with that, and it was the right call to make. So we will not be here tomorrow night, but well, we might. You know what? Instead of that, I might have to do a pop up, another pop up. I don't know. We'll see. I do know that Stephen and Echo. I know that they had a great show last Saturday with actress Julianne Prescott, and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that show went blazing by 100 views. Congratulations, Echo. That is awesome. You are really starting to get some traction. You and Echo there are really starting to get some traction on Saturday night, House of Horrors. Yeah, and I was very happy too with last week. We had we had three wonderful shows, and two of them just blew me away with the response. Um, totally psyched about that. Um, really fun people to talk to. Actress Melanie Gretchen and actor oh yeah, okay. So now I'm totally done. Simon Shee will be here with us, or he was with us. Um, yeah, you guys are really hitting the stride there. You guys are working it, you're promoting it. But I'm gonna test something right now, and then I might be let's see if my praise is worthy of this, because I might be taking a page from our good friend Hobbs's page a book. I might be passing on a demerit. Hold on, let me go check here. And I'll get there before he gets there. So, okay. Let's see how good you really are. All right, we'll see how good you really are. All right. All right. Julianne Prescott, 96 views. But more importantly, I'm going to see if the page got filled out. Oh, not even close. Not even close. Oh, that's a demerit. That's a demerit. How could that happen? All right. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and read Steven's response to this, because I know he's gonna be sitting there going like, something came up. All right. Um, yes. Well, there's one thing you can learn from Steven too, and that is when you host a House of Horrors, which I don't know when that will be. I do not know when that will be. No, actually not, Jennifer. We're actually taking a page from his book, and we're passing out a demerit to our good friend Steven. Uh, is he did it not? Come on, good one, good one. No, it did not save it during lunch. Um, so yeah, so just go back in there and put everybody's information down on there. Julianne Prescott's and Echoes and yourselves, by all means. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Real cheetah. Don't be dissing the cheetah now, because that's right. Don't make me wake him up. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Not too hot everywhere where you're at. Look at Steven. See, he got caught with his pants down around the ankles. Yeah, you were busted. That's a demerit. That's a demerit. I gotta give a demerit. But he did. Did you end up buying Space Wars, Steven? Because I saw the picture of you showing it. Did you end up buying it? It's a fun movie. You guys are gonna have so much fun next Saturday with Sadie Katz. You guys are gonna have such a blast. That is gonna be such a fun show. And if you haven't, uh, it, it, oh, you did buy it. Yeah, you will like that one. That one, yeah. I'm excited too, because because Sadie will be here with Stephen and Echo next Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And then that's oh no, on the 22nd. I'm sorry, the 22nd. Sadie will be here on the 22nd. The girl from Stranger Things, Gabrielle, she will be here on the 15th. I'm sorry, totally got that wrong. Ooh, eek. Next Saturday, Gabriella, and then next on the 22nd, it's Sadie Katz. Yes, yes, I know. Uh, I just gave myself a demerit. So I got to talk to you guys a little bit about Xenophobia releasing. Um, so like Xenophobia, I've already talked about it on a video, but I have not talked about it live like this before. So let me talk to a little bit about Xenophobia releasing. So back when I started doing my reviews on my other blog, that's where I first met Ray, and he owned and ran art exploitation films out of Philadelphia. So at that time, I was servicing Warner Brothers Archives. I was Mill Creek, and then and art exploitation was my the third one I was servicing. They were sending me physical copies, and I would watch and review them. And I absolutely love their films. Love their films. There's only a couple films that did not agree with me. One just wasn't that good. It happens. It was an anthology film, and it was a little bit rough. And then one movie, it wasn't anything to do with art exploitation. It was just the way the movie was. And me and Ray, we had a nice discussion about that. And that's really something I also really missed about talking with Ray. I missed the dialogue because we would sit there and email each other about the movies. I did a lot of reviews for them. In fact, my second favorite movie that I reviewed after A Dark Song on ISC Midnight was a movie called Molly. That was my second favorite film that I reviewed. And I've been blessed that I got to interview both directors. They had co-directors to that movie, Thies Muse and Kalinda Bongers, and both of them have done the interview here on Eight Questions With. Um, let's see. And so I got a chance to talk to them, and but then Ray, then I moved my show to YouTube and whatnot, and then I heard that art exploitation got sold. It got sold to none other than Kino Lorber, and more about that later too. So that was basically it. Yeah, I had not heard from Ray and since they closed. He wrote to me, says, "Yeah, I know art exploitation got sold, and there won't be any more movies, you know, unless you contact Kino Lorber." But Kino Lorber isn't going to send me out anything. Um, I didn't even bother asking. I didn't, because a lot of what they put out is just reissues, and I'm more into the what's coming up more than what's in the past. And so I basically thought that was it. I really did. I thought that was it. So about 3 weeks ago, I got a package in the mail. Um, I didn't know who it was from. I didn't know who it was from. It was a single movie, and I went and I opened it up, and there was one movie. It's called Amor Bandito, and it was from a company called Xenophobia Releasing, and I had no idea who Xenophobia Releasing was, but the packaging on the movies looked very much like art exploitation. In fact, it was so much that the first thing I looked at I looked at the movie, and I said, "That's art exploitation." So basically, what I thought was, this is Kino Lorber. They're rolling out art exploitation underneath a different banner, and this is actually Kino Lorber. So I wrote to Ray and I said, "Hey, is this you? Are you back? Or is this Kino Lorber here?" And so I go ahead and I look at the movie. I see it's from Argentina. The packaging's just correct. I put the movie on. It's an amazing movie. It's really a good movie. It's really a good movie. Um, and I told Reyes, this man, welcome back, because the art exploitation put out some super strong movies. Nobody ever heard of the art exploitation unless you're really hardcore. Hardcore. I've never, let's put it this way, I've never heard anybody in the community, and I mean even the collectors, the Vinegar Syndrome people and the Severin and the Shout Factory and all that, the A24. No one has ever mentioned an art exploitation movie, not once. Not mid-level media, not Huck, not Jose, Master Chaos. None of the big collectors that have ever mentioned art exploitation. Wild Eye got more. Wild Eye got more. In fact, I never even heard Rick mention art exploitation. And Rick runs a company, a distro company. Well, I go ahead and I get the movie, Armor Bandito. I go ahead and watch it and review it, and then they send me a new movie called Brightwood. I'm telling you, the guy Ray, because basically what he does is he goes to different film festivals. A lot of these companies do this. What they do, they go to different film festivals. Um, um, do you have some old ones? Do you? I have to catch. I want to see your category. I want to see your library. Um, so Ray, what he does is he goes like, when I talk to Ray, says, are you back? He goes, yes. He says that he sold the company to Kino Lorber, but they didn't know what to do with it, and I understand that. I do. I'm sure that the movies that Ray picked out, art exploitation or Kino Lorber's were like, how do we market this? So what Ray did was he got back into the game. He restarted up. He formed a new company, and basically, I think what he did, he just continued on to what he was doing. He's it's art exploitation all over again, except it's called Cinephobia Releasing, but it's the same concept. The very best in alternative movies, political thrillers, horror, um, LQ, LBQTH. Okay, you know what that means, right? A lot of that, there's queer horror, queer thrillers. He does that. A lot of foreign films. So the first movie I got was from Argentina. The second movie I watched is Brightwood. That's coming out in August 22nd. Um, that's a mind blowing movie. Holy shit, that's a mind blowing movie. And we will be talking to hopefully all three of the stars, but we're going to get talk to at least one of the stars and the director of the film next month. In separate shows, um, Dane Elcar is the writer director, and Max Wartendijk is the male star. So we'll be talking to him in August. We're trying to get the actress Dana Berger. We're trying to get her booked. That movie is the best movie I've seen this year, hands down, hands down. That movie is a mind blow. It is so twisted, and it is everything you want in a horror film. It's horror science fiction. It's amazing. So here I am, like totally like, and then Raymond sends me another link, and he says, "Here, you can't talk about this movie. You can't do a review or anything like this until a certain date." Embargo. They call it embargo, which means you can't write about the movie or talk about the movie or whatnot. I'm not going to talk about the movie. I'm just going to tell you the movie's name. It's a movie called The Glass Table. Now I've seen hundreds of movies. I've seen hundreds. It's been a very long time. I can't even tell you the last time where I watched a movie that had me walking into the bathroom. Um, Meet the Glass Table. um, that's yeah. You guys will be hating me on that one. But it's really good. It's real good. So I'm so glad that Xenophobia is back. Basically, art exploitation. I'm so bad that they're back. All right, let me catch up here. The chat. Yes, Rick, I want to see your category. Ed, that's right. You get to meet Dick Warlock, right? Yes, that's awesome. Echo saying he's trying to do research before interviews. Sadie is everywhere. Sadie has done so many cool movies. You could go on Tubi and there's like 10 or 12 of her movies already up. She is a very prolific actress, and she's got a she we interviewed her for the in fact she was the very first interview that we did on the Midnight Hour. We interviewed her before we interviewed Danielle Harris, I believe. Hi Snow, how are you? So we interviewed Sadie, and then we interviewed and then I interviewed here. I interviewed here on Eight Questions with, and she is oh man, Mr. Dan, I'm telling you that movie will have you'll be talking about it. I guarantee you. It comes out August 22nd. You will be yeah, it's a mind blower. I really I was thinking about when I was watching it. I'm thinking about like who do I really want to see this movie? I want to see this movie through somebody else's eyes. I really want to see this movie through from Anthony from Fever Dreamland Theater. I want to see how he sees this movie. That's who I really want. When I saw that movie, I'm just sitting there watching, and I kept on thinking like, I wonder what Anthony would be thinking about this movie. But it is the best movie of the year so far for me. Hey, Stephen, how are you? Glad to see you here. Um, yeah, let's see. Yeah, Sadie's awesome. She's so much fun. If you watch Bus Party to Hell, she did that movie with a busted ankle. She broke her ankle, and she did that movie. That's a fun movie too. That's a fun one. Let's see. So yeah, so that's my story about xenophobia. So I have to let you guys know what's coming on the calendar. I don't know if you guys are going here. If you guys are doing this for each other, but if anybody has live streams going on, hit the notifications, hit the notify me button, so it'll let you know when the show at least is going on. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to show up, but at least you know that it was going on. Especially now with Instagram misbehaving. Yeah, so I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read off the calendar here. I want to read off the calendar, and then all right, oh, all right, all right, all right. So, like I said, tomorrow night we were scheduled to interview our mixed media artist Amy Kay, but we postponed that show till August 25th um, because of circumstances beyond her control. So what we did, we made it a little easier for her. She's going to be doing a move later on during the month, and so I asked her if we could just push back the show, and she was very kind, and she said yes. So we're going to go ahead and talk to Amy Kay August 25th. Hey Frosty, how are you? Uh, that's cool. You're here too, because I'm doing a book review tonight. I will be doing a book review. Um, uh, so yeah, I said, you know what? Let me try this. Let me see if we can't get a couple of book reviews up and see what happens with that. Frosty has got me curious to see if anyone would actually come over to watch a book review. I don't know because I've only done a couple book reviews. My friend Patrick did he did poetry, and I always reviewed all his poetry books. Um, and I've done a couple of reviews on my blog as far as that goes. But I I know book reviews are popular, and man, they're popular, but that's also a minefield too. Um, I actually got offered $150 to review somebody's book. I got offered $300 to interview him, one person from my other blog. Somebody offered me $300 to do a review to interview him. I said no, and then a book person came and wanted me to write a review for their book. It was going to pay me $150. The book I'll be talking about is this one. Uh, John Sanford, Righteous Prey. I love those books. Those John Sanford writes. He writes. I mean, when you're writing like he does, I think when you're a prolific writer, um, like John Sanford is, you especially when you write a series, I think after a while you get into it so much that you have excess energy, and you gotta be able to, like, okay, so I write a new Lucas Davenport book. Okay, but now what? Now I can only write two of them a year or one of them a year, but I still want to write. So you create another series, which is what John did, the Virgil Flowers series. Um, so he's got that series, and he's still on top of this game. And so now he started off a new series with Lucas Davenport's stepdaughter, Letty Davenport, called the Investigator, and so it's funny. He writes three different characters. And I have not read any of the Letty Davenport books, but I read the Lucas Davenport books and the Virgil Flowers books, and they're written two different styles, which is really interesting. And also lately it seems that he's been writing more and more. I think due to the popularity of it, but now he's crossing them together. Like this is a Lucas Davenport and Virgil Flowers book. So this features his two main characters working together, and it's really interesting. Yeah, I love Virgil. Virgil Virgil is Virgil is awesome. The part that makes me laugh, Dan, and is when he's writing, and then he'll have a song called "Oh, it's that fucking flowers." Dude, that loses me every time, man. I roll when I hear that. You just know that when he's writing that, that John Sanford is just laughing his ass off because he's always looking to fit that into the book one way or the other. But what I like about Virgil, though, um, Virgil's written with a lot more humor into it, um, which is sort of cool, because it shows off the lighter side of John Sanford's writing. It could be the crime could be dastardly. Oh, he could write about murder, and he does. But the cases, they're not. I mean, they're not. They're not. I mean, it's not the usual hard boiled book that you read. Like it's not like Lucas Davenport. Lucas Davenport's books are always deadly serious, but there's very little humor there. It's straight. It's just straight. It's a lot more violent. It's a lot more action. There's a lot more. And the one thing John Sanford is not afraid to do, and yet he is not afraid to kill supporting characters off, which a lot of people they can't do that. They have their main hero, and then they surround them with like 10 or 12 supporting characters that you read every book. Every book features the same characters, but man, he's not afraid to lose them. Um, yes, I have that. I see. I got Yeah, I got a ton of paperbacks when the library bookstore has their bag sales. I always go back there and I fill up with more Prey books. And Carla Rinker is probably the quintessential villain in the Lucas Davenport series. He makes some great villains. I will give him that. John Sanford makes some great villains, and so Lucas is a lot more serious. And the thing that's interesting about Lucas Davenport is that you really don't really like him the first 3 or 4 books, and he is not afraid. He is not afraid to go beyond the boundaries. If he feels he needs to do that to a bad guy, there's no qualms about it. No qualms about it. And he establishes that in the very first book. He caught his suspect. He could have arrested him. He didn't. He put 2 in his lungs. And you know what? You're just going like, okay. Um. Uh. You know what's. You know what though? It's not what it is though. It really moves the series along though. See, I know a lot of people say that, like, oh my God, how could you kill off a main character, a supporting character? But what it does, it enables more plot, a more character development, and you know, it shows a different side of the hero. You know, of when Lucas loses his friend in Ocean Prey, he has to adapt to that. You know, and he has to deal with it, and he has to tell everybody who's involved in it. And you don't really see that too much. Most of the time in a book series, it's always the good guy goes after the bad guy for 300 pages and it catches them, and then they have the last firefight, and then they shoot him, you know, and that wraps it up, you know. But when you kill somebody off that's been like in 5 or 6 out of your last 5 or 6 books, and you develop some, you know, like, oh, this I like this character, but then when he gets killed, you're vested. You are invested in the book. You're invested in the character, and you feel emotion. Um, sure, sure, I'll do that. And not only will I do that, Snow, but I have a feeling that Frosty will do that as well. Frosty is a booktuber. Frosty, if you're still here, by all means, we'll be happy to read that. I'm sure Frosty will jump all over that. Yeah, that would be cool. I have no problem at all doing that. Oh no, no, I can. Yeah, no, I'll read it just for reading. No, not a problem. If you ever want anything though to be read and reviewed though, uh, uh, I had no idea there was a booktuber community, which I probably naive, right? But um, but yeah, I guess there are people out there that are still talking about books and good stories. So yeah, I'll be happy to read whatever you want to send me. Hey, Anthony's here. He's got 854 subs. He is on his way to that 900. Oh, now he's got 853. Let's see. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Okay. Did anybody go see the Indiana Jones movie or the Insidious the Red Door? Anybody go see either one of those 2 movies? I tell you the truth. I tell you, it's really funny. It's really funny, but we were talking about we're talking about Kino Lorber real quick. Um, I just heard this today that it looks like all of the films is closing its doors. All those films is a boutique label, and they are closing their doors. And I guess that means their product will be going out. Their licensing will be going out to different boutique labels. I don't know exactly when the final day is or anything like that, or if there's going to be sales or anything like that. Um, uh, uh, I, I, I do know that I actually wrote to Olive Films when I first started writing my reviews on my blog, and I sent them 3 samples, and they were rather curt with me as saying, "Yeah, we don't want you to write for us." Uh, so I was just getting started, so I was still feeling my way around it. So I got it. You know, I put it down more to the fact that I didn't have anybody following me than my writing style. My writing style was, I don't know, other than the grammatical errors. But my, you know, if you aren't nitpicky, you can see my style. And I didn't blame them for that. I wish they would have been a little bit nicer. That would have been nice, like, thank you, at this time, because I understand the game. Um, you only have a certain amount of press copies to send out, and you want to send them out to the one with a larger viewership. So some guy sitting on a WordPress blog with 50 followers at that time, sitting there saying, "Yeah, I'll service me and I'll write about it and send it off to my 50 viewers." That's not really good for them. So I get that. Um, in fact, I got asked about that today. I got asked about that today when I was talking. I was trying to land a interview, and someone asked me. He says, "Well, how many people are watching this?" And it's like, well, I can sit there and tell you that 1,200 people are subbed, but I can't tell you there's 1,200 people watching it. Um, it all depends. It all depends how many people are there that night. It depends on if the person who I'm talking to promotes themselves. It depends on the subject matter. It probably would help if I put Scream and Halloween and theories and stuff like that in there, but we don't. So that there's that. Hey, Professor, how are you? But you know what I'm saying. I just told him the truth. I said, we're a small channel, so I look at it this way. I mean, we've had several thousand people watch a interview, and we've also had as many as 53 views. That's the lowest. That's the lowest show I have. I have one interview that only has 53 views on it, and I always say that whatever the view count is to times it by three, and that's probably what your true count would be. Probably more now for some of the older ones. And that's a problem too, is trying to get the older ones to get past. Like, there's a lot of interviews that I'd like to show off whenever I do my interviews. I always send off a sample of an interview that I've done. And a lot of my best interviews have less than 100 views on it. And it's like, well, do I send this view and then and the do I send my interview with 50 people with 50 views on it? Do I send it off to the person I'm trying to interview and they say only 50 people have watched it, or do I send off the one that's most popular? What that's more popular, more has more views. I think so. A lot of my like I said, a lot of my older ones have featured some of my really fun guests, like Leo Oliva. That was a great interview. When I got him to do the show, man, I still do. I was stoked. I was like, man, I got myself a heavy hitter. Um, I had watched and reviewed his movie, The Shift, and The Shift is an amazing movie. That movie is an amazing film. Um, it's really, really good. And he wrote and produced it himself and starred in it. When I got him to come onto the show, I really thought there'd be a lot of people here for that. And I was stunned when nobody showed up. I mean, nobody. Um, that's one of my early interviews, and still not even past 100 yet. But when I talk to somebody and I say, "Hey, would you like to come onto the show?" and I say, "I'm going to send you a sample of the show," I still send that one out. I still send it out, and I'm hoping that the person who I'm inviting to, I'm hoping that they watched the interview more than they watched the view count, because the view count doesn't tell the story at all. Steven knows that. Steven knows what I'm talking about. Um, sometimes you can get a real heavy view count if you do super popular things. If you do things that are headlines, like Scream or Halloween or stuff like that, then yes, you'll have a bigger crowd. But it sort of takes more courage to go after the relative unknowns, to go out there and offer them a chance to talk, because there's not that many times you'll see them on a platform like this talking. So, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Do you have you ever bought any Shonen Jumps, Echo? Thank you. Yes, thank you, Professor. That's really what's really the cool thing about it too. I've noticed that with you, Professor. I've noticed a lot of the people I interviewed. I noticed that you followed them all. I have because I'll see them post and they'll say Professor Macabro on there. And same thing with Echo. A lot and Mr. Dan as well. Wow. Yeah, I used to get some of those Shonen Jumps too back when I played Yu-Gi-Oh. Man, I wish I had a couple of those cards now. I hear some of the cards on the Yu-Gi-Oh. I hear they're worth at mint condition. I hear they're up between $200 to $2,500. I some of the first edition cards there were thousands. They the first edition Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Legend of White Eyes, and let me tell you that was the worst set ever, but it's expensive as hell. All right, so let me go over the calendar here. Let me go over the calendar here. Um, and again, I want to thank everybody who's watching this replay or not. I want to thank everybody that whatever and say hi to Ben on the loss of his dog Quilted last week. So that was really cool. You guys all come out there and help support that. So, um, all right, so tomorrow night we are dark. We are dark tomorrow. Um, Yeah, they are really expensive. Let's see, some of those cards. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There, people were doing that, and not only were they not doing that, Echo, they were doing that, but they were also bringing out scales. They were bringing scales out and they were weighing the packs because if there's a foil card or a super rare card, it would always weigh a little bit more than the average weight of the pack of the average pack because of the gold flake or what have you. So there were people be sitting literally putting card packs on and weighing them and only buying the ones that were heavier. Now that's some desperation shit right there. I know that Walmart got out of the card business for a while because it was so bad with the Pokemon cards and the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then the Magic the Gathering cards. Um, People were coming in and they were trying to buy up all the boxes, and yeah, that wasn't very cool. Uh, Shonen Jump. Shonen Jumps were I never saw that. I never saw that at the Barnes and Noble. That's where I got mine at. I never saw that sort of activity at Barnes and Noble. But I do remember when McDonald's released some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and it was pretty hairy. Um, yeah, bad, bad CGI alligator. Yeah, you know what they're releasing some Full Moon. They're releasing not only are they releasing more films, but they're releasing full length films again. Did you notice the time? Did you notice the time? They're like 90 minutes now. They're the real movies. Pretty exciting. They haven't done that forever. Let's see. Yeah, Target. So Target was. Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah, they quit selling them. I know Walmart was were some of the WalMarts weren't holding them anymore. I heard some of them are actually being placed behind lockbox. Like if you go over there, you have to get someone to open the box for you. Hell, it seems like that happens a lot in Target now. The shoplifting's so bad that everything is being locked up. They're doing that at Home Depot as well. Okay, so on the 12th at 2 o'clock, Wednesday the 12th at 2 o'clock, we're gonna have UK actress Danny Thompson will be here. Danny Thompson is a an English screen queen, um, and she is quite spectacular, boys and girls. I The picture I posted of her had her working on a movie set. Um, But some of the pictures she has on her Instagram are, yeah, that girl is beautiful. Holy shit. Um, yeah, but that's what she does. She does a lot of English horror films and whatnot, and she'll be here talking with us about that. So we'll see if she's the final girl, she's the boyfriend's girlfriend, and she gets, I don't see her getting killed very often though, because people probably would be really unhappy with that, because like she's really pretty. Uh, so she'll be here at 2 o'clock on the 12th. At 8 o'clock, we'll be talking with young actor Mason Greer. Will be with us at 8 p.m. On the 13th, we'll be talking on Thursday, the 13th. We'll be talking to film director Israel Luna. Will be here with us at 8 o'clock, and he's got a movie that I'll be reviewing after my interview. I'm going to be reviewing afterwards, not before, afterwards. But I can tell you right now, my review is going to be great because I love this movie so much. It's a lot more than the title. The title is really mistaken. It's just it's to grab the audience, but the movie is better than the title, and that is Ouija Daily Reunion. I don't know if that's the original title, and that's one of the very first questions I'm going to ask Israel. I'm going to ask them if they changed the movie, they changed the title on them. I think because I do believe it's an ITN movie, so they do change titles as well. Because somehow I just don't feel this is the original title, but it's a great movie. Let's see. Crime always causes more poverty and increased restrictions on the distribution of resources and tool. And California is full crime state. Yeah, California is, yeah. Well, you know what though? But what can you do? It's a catch 22. You can sit there and say it's a crime state. Yet at the same time, you can turn around and comment about it's capitalism. The Republicans would tell you it's capitalism. That's what they tell you. I mean, you can get in there and make as much money as you can and basically fuck the other guy. Get yours. And so California, they had a chance to save their state. They had a chance to save their state. They did rent control. They voted for rent control. They put it on the ballot for rent control because right now there is none. There's no rent control in California. If you try to get an apartment building in San Francisco, you're talking like almost like New York prices, like $3,500 for an apartment. For renting. You have houses. Or little plots. I've seen a plot. I've seen a plot with an old shackety shack. They wanted $1 million for the plot. $1 million. You would have to tear down the house. The house is unlivable, but still selling the lot for $1 million. Uh, 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 what they did was they put it on the ballot. They put it on the ballot for rent control to stop the runaway rent increases. It failed. It failed. All those people, they had a chance to put it in play and they didn't do it. It failed. It was stunning. It was like, wow. So what you got now, then, a lot of the homeless people you're seeing on California streets right now, they're working. It's not just 60,000 people sitting there doing nothing. It's 60,000 people, and who knows, 25,000 that are actually working. And they can't afford to get a place to live. They're working, but they can't afford the rent and the utilities and everything else that goes with it. They're not bums. They just can't afford to live there. And that's one of the reasons why you're seeing people leaving from California. Yeah, it's a Republican trick to sit there and claim there's 60,000 homeless people that aren't doing anything. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. There's a lot of people there that they just can't afford it. You're seeing a lot of teachers, a lot of firemen, a lot of policemen. They are being forced out of the San Francisco Bay Area. They're being pushed toward the center of the state and being forced to take trains from the center of the state. They're taking trains in to go to work. They can't afford to live in the areas where they're working at. You're seeing a brain drain now. Now you're seeing companies and individuals leave California simply for the fact that they can't afford to. They cannot afford to live there anymore. It's not that they want to leave; it's that they have to leave. They can't afford it. So, but it's not. But Newsom, I don't know. I don't know why or how, or to me, it's California is not a Democratic state anymore. I lived in California a majority of my life, and I can tell you right now, anybody that says that California is a Democrat state does not know California at all. It is not at all. It is a very much a Republican state, very much so. The elite of the elite in the richest communities, all Republican. Orange County, Huntington Beach, Mission Beach, anything else like that, any enclaves, they're all Republican. Atherton, Palo Alto, San Francisco. It's capitalism. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, Snow, it definitely. Yeah, and plus you had the plus you have the high gas prices. Everything's higher in California. Newsom's not doing himself any favor by bragging up on his economy. Yeah, we have the 11th largest economy in the world. Really, that's what you're gonna brag on? You got 60,000 people down there that can't afford a freaking house, and you're gonna sit there and brag about that? It's the wrong message to send. It's he's tone deaf. He hasn't. But then again, what politician at that level does? I mean, it's just a mess. And you had people like Feinstein and who just overstayed their welcome. Uh, you had the Republicans that are doing everything they can to punish the poor with all these new laws coming in. Like you can't park your car more than 24 hours. This and that and this and that. It's California is, but Texas isn't any better, and neither is Florida. I mean, both of those are hellholes. I mean, Abbott and Sanders are the devil and the devil's son, just as bad, just as bad, just as bad. California is just. It's just one of the many states that's fucked up right now. But you got DeSantis that's trying to he's basically forcing out every immigrant from Florida, and those include the people who are actually doing the work. Um, well, where did I read this at? I think it was like Tennessee or North Carolina. They had jobs in the fields for like 3,800 people. So they can't hire immigrants, right? Can't do that in North Carolina. Good Lord, no. So they went out and put out They put out applications for people to work. Couldn't hire the illegal immigrants. The regular immigrants, they weren't going to hire. They weren't going to fill up the application too because they don't want to be. They don't want to be, scrutinized. So they went ahead and out of the 3,800 job openings, when they did it, and 37 people interviewed. They hired 25, and out of those 25, like 9 didn't even bother showing up. So you have 16 people out there to fill jobs for 3,700 people. That's what's going to happen in Florida. He's going to push those people out of there, and all the agriculture that Florida does, oranges and limes and whatever else they no one's going to be out there picking it. It ain't going to be DeSantis or any Republican out there. They ain't going to do it. So they're going to leave the state. He's been putting all those immigrant people on the buses, him and Abbott, and sending them over to Democrat states. I hope someone actually charges him for that. That's a horrible thing to do. That's a horrible thing to do. Um, yeah, Florida is no longer the one in the U.S. for orange output. I believe that. Yeah, DeSantis doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's evil. I mean, good Lord. I mean, Trump is just a piece of shit. But DeSantis, man, he almost it's like Goebbels and Goering. It's like, who do you hate more, Hitler or Stalin? Which one's worse? You know, it's like pick your choice, Stalin or Hitler. Which one's the worst? And that's DeSantis and Trump. No, he doesn't. Yeah, I heard about that, Professor. About that. Yeah, you know what though? That's a serial killer. Wow. I don't even know how he even got noticed. Yeah, you got Trump that's are basically stealing classified documents. His son-in-law Jared Kushner took $2 billion from the Saudis. Um, that was his price for staying quiet when they killed the Washington Post reporter. So that was his little payoff, because we know the Saudis killed him. There's, we know that Turkey knows it too. Turkey actually recorded the murder, and that's one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why Trump was kissing their ass, because he knew that they had heard it, and we got I wrote in a blog here on Facebook about how do you know if Trump and Putin are in bed together, because Trump flew back to Russia to get $320 million. He borrowed $320 million. No bank here in the U.S. would lend him any money. Billionaire. So when he flew back to Russia, he got that $320 million, and also got blackmailed in a honeypot. A former MI6 agent actually did have that. People know about the dossier. Let me tell you, MI6 is probably MI5 and MI6 are probably the second or the third. It all depends who you talk to as far as intelligence gathering goes in the world. Their intelligence services is really, really good. It's probably second after the Mossad, which is number one, and number two being the CIA. Um, when they say that Trump was compromised back there in Russia, he was compromised. All those things that they said about him being peed on and all that other freaky shit, all the teenage girls he was fucking back there, all true, all in the dossier. Which Trump worked really, really hard to discredit. It's like, to me, it's like, well, if you didn't do that, if it didn't happen, why would you give any play into it at all? Let them say whatever they want to say. It's like he's like, well, if he thinks so, then show us, you know. But he did everything he could to suppress it and to discredit it. When in fact, all he had to do is sit there and say, show us the money. You say you got pictures of me in these positions and all everything else. Show me, show the public. But of course, he didn't do that, and we know why. Oh, you know what? I truly don't understand why he's not charged for January 6th. That was an act of treason and sedition. I don't understand why did I don't understand it, other than the fact that we don't have a strong president right now. We just don't. We just don't. I think it's one of the reasons why we have to go so slow. Um, yeah, and you have to get and the thing is too is like you've had 4 years of indoctrination, so you have to clear out the Department of Justice, and you have to clear out the FBI of all the dead rot. You already saw what happened with the Supreme Court, when the Republicans hijacked President Obama's ability to appoint a judge. People still they still don't understand how that there was no cause for that at all. There was no reason at all for Obama's pick for the Supreme Court judge to be blocked. Never happened before in U.S. history, never once. And now we have a 6-3 majority, and it's going to take an act of God in order for that to be reversed. Hey, what's going on, Lady Val? All right, all right. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Uh-oh. Hey, spicy, spicy. Oh shit. Uh, Lady Valarie, do you have anything new that you want to talk about? You got anything coming up on your page that we should know about? I guess we can go back there and start tossing some links out here. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna see if Steven fixes. I'm gonna see if Steven fixed his page yet. Hey, Cody, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna refresh this and see if he fixed it. Did he? He hasn't fixed it yet. That's another demerit. That's another demerit right there. Hey, there's the star of the hour right there. Kyle Rappaport in the house. That's right. That's right. Star of Sharkula right here. Had just happened to have this by me, by the way, Kyle. Um, of course, Echo reviewed Sharkula for. I know I mentioned yeah. Gotta mention that I gotta mention Echo reviewed Sharkula. That was a fun review, Echo, by the way. Yes, Steven is still. Oh, let's see. He's having troubles. Let's see. Yes, you can. Snow. Here, let me go ahead and fix you up. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna watch that. If you, yeah, I could do. Snow. Look at Snow. Look at Snow. Sharkula? Yes, Snow. Welcome to the world of Wild Eye. So someone hold Snow's hand and talk to her about Wild Eye movies. Um, let me go check. Let me go bring that to the forefront, Val, so I can go ahead and share that off. All right. Let's go over here. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Uh, let me go ahead. All right. Sweet. Got it. All right. Here is Val's. Yep. Here's Val's latest video right here. Um, oh my gosh. Yes. Someone should walk Snow over to Tubi. And someone should film that. Welcome to. Have you been to Tubi yet, Snow? Have you gone over to Tubi yet? Oh my lord. She's gonna. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt about that, Professor. We don't find the movies; they find us. That's right. That's that's fun. That's exactly right. Let's see. All right. I had to move my camera around a little bit. My charger seems to be losing its grip on my phone, so I have to make sure that it sort of stays. I have no idea why it's doing that. All right. Yeah, so Sharkula is out. Um, Jeez. Did anybody go see Insidious, The Red Door, or Indiana Jones? I haven't. Don't worry, Val. It's early. It's early. I have a new review coming out later on tonight. I watched and reviewed a movie called Even Lambs Have Teeth. That is absolutely a cool, kick-ass movie. Really, really enjoyed that. Well, some aspects not so much, of course, but as far as the revenge side things go, yeah, I'm all about revenge. So I loved it. I thought it was fun. Uh, Yes, yeah, but Professor, that won't work on Lady Valarie. The cookies won't the cookies won't work on Lady Valarie. She makes her own. You're gonna have to offer her something else. Maybe a worm in a tequila bottle or something like that. Oh my gosh. I just like to see Lady Valarie go on I'd like to see Lady Valarie go on like on a live stream and talk about a Sharkula. That would be awesome. Hey Ed, so what was it like meeting your hero? Wow, that is so cool. Oh, Frosty is still here. Um, I would try to get Frosty's email and send him a copy of your work. He is a prolific reader. See, winter booktube. He's a booktuber. That's Ed. I love that. I love I think that is so cool, man. I gotta admit, you know what? Who doesn't still mark out when they meet someone they look up to? Hell, I do. That there's still people who I met I would be really it'd be odd to I'd be odd to meet. So I get it. I think it's cool. I got to sit in last Sunday. I got to sit in on a table read. There was a playwright, and he was doing a play, and he invited some actors to come in to do a table read. And they were going around and reading the parts of the play. I got to sit in and watch it. Um, and I got to tell you, that was really, really interesting. I had never been on a table read before, and I found it to be quite interesting. Um, oh, sweet. Okay, let's see. Well, let me. I'm down with that. Me and Katie from Popping the Popcorn. We're down with that. Frosty. We're supposed to be doing the. We're doing the. Well, she's way ahead of me, of course. We're supposed to be doing the Hunger Games series, but I go and I went to get Catching Fire to read. Catching Fire is still being rented out. It's still very popular, very very popular. So I have not been able to catch that yet. So so that's why I'm reading the Lucas Davenport books right now. Though it was fun, Snow. It was very fun. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Hold on here. Lady Valarie saying, okay, I will watch Sharkula and let you know what I think. Lady Valarie, just look at it this way. It's our version of Slasher Movie Club, right? You're gonna go down some great, you're gonna discover some great films, and you're gonna go into dark territory. Oh, you're gonna go into a lot of dark territory. Let's put it this way. This territory even the cheetah would fear to tread down some of the dark territory that you're going to. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I heard that even before I got my copy. Echo. I heard that. All right. I made a Hail Mary. Okay, I got it. Okay. Awesome. All right. I got yours, Snow, and I just got confirmed another interview. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I made a Hail Mary for one though. Oh, you live in Minnesota too. Well, I'll be damned. That's a Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. You see, Professor meets Elvira 5 seconds later, recalling 9/11 because he passed out and his heart stopped beating, but he has a smile the size of Canada on his face. That's exactly what would happen to the professor too. His mask would look like the ghost face mask in Scary House after he smoked the pot. Oh shit. That's a, wow, that's cool. All right. Uh, yeah, I'll definitely read that. I'll give you my feedback on that. See, look at that. The professor agrees with that. All right, so let's ask this question then. So, what three people would you like to meet today? If you could meet three people today and have an hour lunch with them, which three people would you pick? All right. Oh, let's see. Oh, sure. Yeah, three people alive today. What three people alive today would you like to meet if you could meet them for an hour? Who would it be? Right, man. Hey, Mayanne, how are you? We're asking people, Mayanne, we're asking people what three people would they like to meet today if they could, and have if they could spend an hour with them or a meal with them. Which three people would they like to meet? See, Professor mentions Elvira, Lance Henriksen, and Guillermo del Toro. Okay. Echo says Linnea Quigley, the Professor, and Fluffy. And there's Ant Review Things. That's right. Ant Review Things will be making his co-hosting debut. Let's see. Snow says Jim Caviezel, Sam Vekinen, and your son. Hmm. Yeah, I'm a big Jim Caviezel fan. I'm a big Jim Caviezel fan. Absolutely love Person of Interest. No, that was such a great show until they messed it up. Man, I love that show. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry about that. I know it's not by choice. Not by your. It's not by your choice. I guess I would take. I guess I would have to pass up on this three thing because I would donate my 3 hours to Snow to talk to her son longer. Let's see. Frosty says Edward Lee, Christine Morgan, and Brian Keene. I have a feeling all three of those are authors. Um, yes, I would. I hope that happens. Does he live in a different country, Snow? Yeah, it's that kitty. Does he live in a different country? All extreme horror authors, yes. You know what's funny? I heard this too. I heard the rumor. I haven't found this. I don't know for sure or not, but I heard that movie, and I'm supposed to be getting from Hobbs, the movie called Frosted, or Frost. I heard that's extreme horror. I saw that Devaney Penn and Brandon both put out a disclaimer saying that Frost is actually very much a extreme horror movie. Oh gosh, San Paulo, Brazil. Yes. Oof. Yeah, that's a long way away. Well, unless you're part of the Toretto family. Yes. I think it's because it's called Frost. It's just called Frost. I guess it's on Tubi now, so I'm gonna go take a look at it. I didn't think it was extreme though, Frosty, because it has Devaney in it, and I don't think she's ever done an extreme movie. And it had Vernon Wells in it. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done an extremely horror either. That would be news to me. But you know what? Let's see. Tubi did. You know what? That's not necessarily true. They have "I Spit on Your Grave" on there. They have the remake on there. They have the sequel on there, and they also have Martyrs on there. They do extreme horror. I've seen Tensions on there before. Feast one, two, and three. Feast is that's more comedy though. That's more dark comedy. I saw Feast one, and it was I found myself sort of more laughing than I was like grossed out. I still have yet to see Titan either. I have not seen that yet. I still want to see Titan. And I still see, yeah, yeah. Slither's okay. So Slither's very that was a very popular movie. That was a fun movie though. Slither's very fun, very fun. Hey V, how are you? How are you feeling? Hopefully you're doing well, feeling well. How are you doing here at Fernando's Hideaway? I look good because I feel good. Let's see. No, I have not seen Cannibal Holocaust on Tubi. Snow lives in Minnesota. That's funny. Minnesota. Let's see. Let's see. The Serial Mom is a sequel on the true story of the Mayanne story. That's right. Don't get Mayanne going now. She'll slap you. She'll slap you with a kick-ass nickname like Hater Gator. Oh boy. Oh, okay, everybody, stand back. There's an ice lord coming. That's right. So I gotta mention this too. We're gonna go back to this because this is sort of fun. So I saw this post today down in Texas, and I seems there was a bunch of yahoos that were marching. You know, patriots. Um, so they're marching down a road down in Texas, and they're marching, and they have American flags, and some of the American flags are upside down, meaning distress. But I think the one thing that made me laugh, and it made everybody laugh about watching them walk down the aisle, down the roadway, it wasn't the fact they were walking, and carrying the flags. I mean, that's what everybody does during the protest, right? So we get that. Everybody, both sides do that. You walk, you carry the flag. I think what made me laugh about it was every one of those sons of bitches was wearing a mask. Every one of them. They're wearing their sunglasses and they're wearing a mask over their face. These were the same fuckers that were sitting there saying, "You can't make me wear a mask," and yet here they were talking about hate. Hate. It's basically a hate group, and they were wearing a mask today. That I don't know why this made me laugh. I just had to mention that. I just had to mention that. Let's see. I am looking at. I'm gonna. Did I drop? I did. I'm gonna drop this again. I'm gonna drop Lady Valarie's. I'm gonna drop her link to her video. Val, you're almost ready for a push. All right, we got 3 more views on that puppy. Let's get some more. Let's get some more. All right. All right. So I'm dropping this again for Lady Valarie here. So let's hear this. And you guys don't have to watch it right now, but just mark it down for later, huh? Mark it down for later. That'd be cool. Uh, that's right. Push, push. Lady Valarie has 68 subs. So when she gets to 80, we can do a push. So if she gets to 80, we'll come up here and do a push. Get her to 100. I know. Well, all right. Oh, okay. All right. We can do that. You know what? Let's at least, why don't we try to get her to 80 now? We'll try to get her to 80 now. Let's do that. If we can get her to 80, I tell you what, if we can get her to 80 in an hour, if we can get her to 80 in an hour, we'll try for 100. We'll try for 100. But you guys have to share it out. Okay, so here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Are you guys with me? Give me a 1 if you feel like we can get Val to 100 tonight. It's only 32. It should be actually it should be relatively easy to get the Valarie to 100. It really should be. It should be really easy. All right, so I need a volunteer to come up because I can't talk about this all by myself. So I need a volunteer to come up. So let me go get a link, and then I'll take a volunteer. Echo and okay, Echo, come up. Let's take the yeah, let's do that. And let's see. Yeah, we'll get more Echo, some more FaceTime here because he's going to be interviewed since he's interviewing. And Professor, how you feeling, Wes? Are you feeling up to coming up? Are you cool, or you want to take a rain check? Hey, Brene, how are you? Let me go. Where's Ant? Is Ant still here? All right. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do this. 32. 32. We could do 32. 32 is not that much. All right. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this on Instagram. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let me Instagram here. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me find Echo here. Okay. Ooh, all right. Here we go. Man, 32, 32, 31. Okay, I need to bring Valarie up. Okay, let's see. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're in for it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We need you guys all share out. You guys know how to do this. We I sent you the link, Professor. So here we go. Here's how we're doing this. We need you guys all share this out in the community tabs. And it won't be that hard, really. It's not that it won't be that hard. It's only we only need 28. So we only need 28. So we're at 72 right now. We're at 72, so we only need 28. I think we could do this relatively easy.
Hello.
Hello.
I got the other Echo members subbing to her. I hit him
Okay.
with a couple, kendo sticks. So
Okay. Yeah. Are you talking about your other channels? I
yeah,
want. I want.
the other Echo members, they're being a little lazy today, so I'm having to kind of smack them around a little.
We want to. Well, that'd be. Well, we want to try to get as many organic as we can because YouTube has
Yeah,
been going through
yeah.
and wiping out people. I don't want that to happen.
What
So,
I'll do is I'll connect with the other channels, and then I'll go back and watch a video and with each and every one of them and
okay.
leave a comment.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
how I'll do it.
So that is, yeah, because that's still really, really vitally important whenever we do something like this, that we have to have. You don't have to do it right now. You can mark it off to watch till later, but you have to watch at least one video of at least 3 minutes or more, 3 to 5 minutes, and leave a comment. Otherwise, what will happen is that it'll be just swept away, and we don't want that to happen.
And she needs 25 more.
So 25, that's not that much. We
No,
can
no,
get
it's
there.
not.
We can get there. Look, we got Snow here. We got Trenchy in the crib. Just walked in here. Mayanne is here. Of course, of course, she knows this is going to work because we got the Ice Lord here.
Yep.
The Ice Lord. He said, so that'll be awesome. So let's share this out. Share this out, and then I think we could snow. We got Frosty here. Frosty's been coming over more and more into the community. We're going to be doing some book stuff with Frosty, definitely for Skippy. I want to do that. So I think we can all go ahead and just share this out, and then when people come in, we'll just keep dropping Valerie's link. In fact, I'm going to drop her link, and then I'm going to go ahead and pin it.
Good
So
idea.
now remember too, when we do this, and you guys are all more than welcome to when do this when you do your own, when you do share outs. Don't take the whole page. Don't go to the page site and link it. Go to a video and do that, because what that will do, it'll make people go over there to sub to Valarie, but they'll also be able to watch it. You'll also be able to watch a video in doing so, and that feeds the algorithm. All right. That's right. Snow says she's one of the most creative and talented vampire girls from Mars still living on Earth. So here we go. Let's go. We can do this.
Oh, Pat, I got one for you. You want to know why gas is so high in Washington State? We have this deal where they can fine companies if the carbon monoxide or whatever is too high. So the companies are raising the price to meet that.
Well, of course they are.
What's
Because
basically it's greed. It's greed.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. So here we go. Here we go. And I'm going to drop this link down here. This is Lady Valerie's latest and greatest. And then what we can do is I'm going to pin that, and that will make it stick. There we go. All right. All right. Now everybody can keep me abreast on where we stand. I think he said it was 25. 25 is not that much. We could do 20. So talk to us a little bit about your show last Saturday, Trent. Echo. I mean, you and
1 minute. I'm posting on my community tab a new video.
Oh, yeah. How did you? Yeah, I know, Professor. Right? I'm shocked. I say, well, not that shocked, no doubt. I wonder who do you think makes more money, the gas companies or the gun companies? The NRA or mega churches, NRA, or oil companies? Which one do you think makes the most money?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is a good question. And every
Right, right, right now,
you would think the oil company,
it's
yeah, about that.
the people are too busy getting pissed off at them.
That's or the fact that Texas keeps on shutting down their power.
Oh, good lord! Because they're on a different power system or
Okay,
whatever than the rest of the country.
Frosty says the mega churches. I'm you know what, Frosty, I would not be surprised.
There was this show that does custom aquariums. They were hired to build this big aquarium for a church that was going to be built around the aquarium. That's a lot of money to
All
do
I
that.
know is that if we ever get to the judgment day, and God says, "I shall give you one wish," if he did that, it says, "What's your one wish?" My wish would be to sit there on the right side of God and watch him tell every one of those mega churches people that, you know, they got a place down there warmed up, all ready to go.
But you know
You
that 250 grand for the sub, we could have made a movie with that and a decent one.
you could have made 250,000 movies if you're Dustin Ferguson. See, the Ice Lord says gas. But what kind of gas, Ice Lord? I mean, there's many types of gas. Yeah, there's like
Well,
car gas. There's helium. There's nitrous oxide. There's no leaded. There's all sorts of gas. There's
yeah,
refried beans, Taco Bell. I
you know
mean,
there's that's how we answer our gas problem. Taco Bell.
huh?
Actually, that's why we have all these climate problems.
Why is
It's
that?
Taco Bell.
It probably is. I'm gonna see if I can change the title to our name here, so I can go ahead and change this out. So yes, I
What
can. I'm gonna do that.
one good thing about Taco Bell, if you want to clear a place, Taco Bell. Walk into a store like I'm going to clear the store out. Taco Bell. I know I've cleared some stores out before.
Oh, me and Catfish, we used to do that.
Dude,
Let's see.
you literally we could have made a movie, reached a deal with one of these companies, and it could have been halfway decent. Better than a Dougie movie.
Let's see. Push for Lady Valerie's first 100. That's what we'll do.
Yeah. Actually, let's get it a little bit above
For
100.
yeah, we got to do
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
that let's see. Let's see. Where is she?
Now we got that down there. Now I can go save it, and then we are back. All right.
Show
How we
spicy some love.
spicy? I can't. I don't. She's not spicy. She's
Well,
very.
no, she used that name, and one time she changed
No.
it so she had like spicy in the name.
I know. How about the? I like the spicy general. But you know what?
Ooh,
I saw her working.
23. Yeah,
I
23 more
saw
now.
how
She's at
much? Where's
70.
she at?
She's at 77.
77, only 23. And then we started this, it was 32.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we already got the first 10 down. All right, let's do it. Keep it going. My
My
God,
gas is better than the horror movie Rubber.
man. You know what? I turned on somebody today I turned on somebody today on Threads. They were talking about a bad movie. I turned them on to Attack of the Killer Donut.
You
Um,
know, that's still only mobile.
yeah, it hasn't got the desktop yet. I mean, I can
I,
see
I,
it on desktop, but I can't post anything on it yet.
I guess Eli is threatening to sue them.
Oh man, Eli can kiss my ass.
He's saying that because all these employees that were fired or left, he's saying they brought over the different trade secrets.
Well, you know what? The good luck proving that. Have fun proving that.
Oh yeah, I gotta ask you, what do you think about this cover though? First
The
off,
professor wants to know, could I do a GoFundMe or Kickstarter to erase the amazing bulk from every streaming service? I didn't know it was on any streaming services other than Wild Eye.
it's on Tubi. And the problem is, would you want to waste your money on anything to do with the Amazing Bulk?
Hobbs was the biggest champion in that movie.
Yeah.
God, that and the Bundy. All right, so we are at 23. I can't believe that so fast. Did you catch Ice Lord's guitar work today?
Oh no, it's one of those days where I had to get up early and then
He did a
take
he
care of
did a
stuff.
short, yeah, he did a short, and that was a lot of fun. He is the Ice Lord.
I actually have a guitar, but I'm tone deaf and don't know how to play.
Shit, yeah.
I'm one of those guys that can go bring, bring, bring. Oh, that
You can
sounds
play
great.
air guitar.
Yeah, who can go? Wow.
Yeah, you get up there. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
didn't he? Pete Townsend accidentally stab his hand or something one time.
yeah,
Yeah. Boom. Ouch!
yeah, yep.
Yowie. But the best was
What?
uh,
Hobbs showed an action figure, guys. The
yeah,
bulk is
there is.
of yeah. I'm not sure if Wild Eye did that as a knockoff. I mean, that was just like a teaser. Uh, but I'm not sure if they actually ever really actually made figures. Um,
And yeah, a lot of them are custom made that because I've seen different ones. But you know, it
Frosty,
wasn't. It was supposed to be a Spider-Man ripoff
okay,
originally.
Frosty's hurting my feelings. I can agree with you about one of those movies, Frosty. I know Human Centipede 3 is trash, but the first two movies are really good. Not that I would be out in a really big hurry to watch them again, but the first two are really good. I tell you what, the first two make Silence of the Lambs looks like a damn cartoon. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that I'm wrong. You watch the Human Centipede and then go watch Silence of the Lambs. You tell me. You tell me which movie's the one's going to sit there and freak you out the most. You tell me which one's the more
I
freaky of the
still
two.
haven't seen those Human Centipede movies.
See, number two is rated the worst movie ever. Okay, so we know that's not true, Frosty, because
There is a
you have not seen a Brett Kelly movie. You have not seen a Dustin Ferguson movie.
yeah. You haven't seen movies like The Amazing Book. You haven't seen Jersey Shore Shark Attack.
You haven't seen any. You haven't seen any Asylum movies.
I mean this. The actors' performances are so annoying that even when they kind of do these kind of like those muscle walks with those scrawny guys, gotta walk like they're like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, and it looks so stupid. They do that in the movie, and that was annoying.
Okay, we got to bring this back up. Let's see. Let's see. Tracy says he found the first Human Centipede oddly charming. Yeah, in a way, you know. Killer Tomatoes was bad too. Yeah,
But
but
Killer Tomatoes is an awesome movie.
yeah, but it was designed to be bad. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing. It was designed. The Centipede was not designed to be bad. It's not bad. But like Killer Donuts and Rubber, they were designed not to for that to get that reaction.
yeah. And those,
Uh,
I think, sometimes those are the funnest when they know because they're not taking themselves serious, so they have fun.
Okay, I want to know one thing. Have you guys noticed one thing about the Asylum movies? Let's talk the Asylum for a minute. Have you ever noticed one thing about the Asylum movies? They do it every single damn movie. Every movie. When I'm telling you this, you're gonna go like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." So every movie is the same damn shot. It opens up and some drone is flying over the empty land, and on it says the Asylum presents every single time. It's
That's
always
why
flying over. It
that
is.
that movie Dino Croc versus Super Gator. It's not an asylum movie, but it does that in it. It's not asylum, but again, you will watch it and you'll be thinking, is this asylum? It's
That
like
might be.
someone copied the formula.
Yeah, I don't think that was. I think that was probably Mar Vista.
But
That might
again,
have
it's
been.
like
That might have
copying
been.
that.
That might have been Mar Vista. They did a lot of their. They did a lot of those movies too.
And Asylum, when they released that trailer for that movie, it was a superhero movie they did. It was like Ghost Rider and Wolverine. They blatantly knew that it was a ripoff, and they put it right there by giving you Wolverine and Ghost Rider. They didn't even hide it. It was like, we know who we are. Screw you. Here
Well,
it is.
they didn't even try to hide when they were doing a Pacific Rim, Atlantic Rim. I mean, Jesus Christ, really? That's the most original you can do?
How many kids would tell the mom and dad, Daddy, I want Pacific Rim? He goes, Pacific Rim, Atlantic Rim? Ah, same movie. It's cheaper. Get home, you got some kid crying, Daddy, Daddy, you got the wrong one. Whatever, same movie, it's cheaper.
Well, you know what's funny is that that happened exactly what happened with people who were they were renting out Harley Quinn, the cartoon. They're renting out season one, and the clerks at the video store were telling us this is not a kids cartoon. This is an
Oh,
adult
no.
cartoon. Oh, it's okay. We seen it. And they would come back and like, what's this shit you rented me? What's this shit? And they're like, we told you. I want our money back. No, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, if you get warned and you
You
do
got
ignore it,
warned.
hey,
Um, yeah, but they got a lot of times.
not all cartoons are for kids, mommy and daddies.
A lot of the a lot of them got pissed off when they would rent out a movie and it would be an asylum mockbuster and they come back there, hey, I thought you said this was 2012. Well, it is, but this is 2012 minus 1 year, so we don't get in trouble.
I mean, come on, they did, well, technically, Lizard versus Giant Big Ape or whatever was Godzilla versus King Kong.
Let's
The
see.
sequel, Ape versus Mecha Ape, is King Kong Escapes, basically.
Oh my God! I saw that. It's sitting over there on Tubi. Ape versus Mecha Ape versus Ape. I'm like, oh Jesus!
It is King Kong Escapes, essentially.
The one I wanted to watch was the one I wanted to watch, but I didn't. Was Apocalypse 2025, which is the Asylum's 25th anniversary movie. They said they could have. They said they could have did this a lot. They could have did it a lot better. They said they should have did more of a. They should have did more of a flashback.
Well,
Um,
it was the 25th anniversary, but
See, can you imagine all those folks that wanted to see Pirates of the Caribbean but got that adult movie? The movie, yeah. Did you know that movie? That movie Pirates actually cost $3 million to make, supposedly, allegedly. I don't know where they spent the money at. I saw it.
the drugs.
I don't know. I tell you, the one guy who I wish would actually come out and do a straight movie. I mean, actually do a straight movie. I'd like to see what he could do with it. Is Axel Braun. I would like to see what Axel Braun could do with a real budget. That would be interesting. Now, I haven't watched this movies. I've seen pictures, but I haven't watched any of it. But and well, one of them, I mean, I know a lot of people didn't watch it because of what happened to Joni Lauer. But the thing with Axel Braun, he's a fanboy. He's a fanboy, and he made comic book accurate costumes for his movies. I mean, the costumes were dead on. I mean, if you listen to from the comic Marvel book, you couldn't have done any better.
There are a lot of guys out there who do some awesome stuff. Although I just watched one today. He did an entire RoboCop one. Would look nice, say for one thing. Guy's kind of jacked, muscular. So of course his RoboCop looks like RoboCop spent some time at a gym and a buffet. But there's some good, ones out there.
The costumes were amazing. I was just sitting there like, okay, so obviously you had to throw in the sex or something. It was actually, you could see people actually. I was reading the boards because like I said, I didn't watch it. I was reading the boards, and it was funny because there's the usual adult fans, but then there was like so many more comic book fans, and you're sitting there going like, and they're going like, the sex shit was just terrible. That's supposed to be the best thing. They're going like the sex thing was shit. Now, if you could do the movies with just the costumes on it, we would, you make millions. Well, couldn't make millions.
There are plenty of people out there who have made their living off that. Usually it's the women because boobs equal money. And when you make a costume that they're hanging out, I've seen some women who got bad personalities try to be funny, and they're rich. It's like, why are they rich? Is that those double D's?
Did you really like that one? Did you really like Ashtar? Ashtar was so bad. Oh,
What was that one? The name
ah,
rings a bell.
it was a movie in the '80s. Elaine May, and basically ruined her career. And it had Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman, and they played these two low end comedy guys, and they both got a gig out in this desert at this
Yeah,
desert camp,
I'm picturing them having like towels or something wrapped around the head of robes.
yeah, something like that.
I vaguely remember seeing a poster or something that had him like that in my
Yeah,
head.
yeah, that was like that movie just got. Yeah, they're like Frank Sinatra's or something like that, singers or something like that. Oh my gosh, that movie! Oh, they got I don't know. I don't even think even today's movies got ripped as hard as that movie did. That movie got crushed. It got absolutely, totally crushed.
Do you think the Barbie movie's gonna get it?
No, that movie's gonna crash and burn too.
That's what I mean. Is it how bad is it gonna get torn, ripped?
Well, it depends. You know what though? For one thing, it's funny. I was going to mention this earlier. It's like a lot of these theaters, a lot of these theaters, these all these box office people, they're not doing the theaters any good by coming out there and declaring these movies a bomb. They're coming out there going like so such and such bomb, such and such bomb. You know what? If you didn't write that, people wouldn't think that. you know. But when you see it, like Indiana Jones bombed, well, how about if you just said, it underperformed a little bit, it's underperforming, still a good movie. I mean, you're saying it bombed, but are you saying this? Because I didn't hear anybody really, I have never heard anybody yet really rip on it. They said that they should have had more Marion in it, and it was a good way to say goodbye to Indiana Jones, and they really liked that. The biggest problem I heard was the fact that they killed off his son. That's the part. That's the part I
Yeah,
heard people
I heard about
really
that
did
too.
not like. That. Did not like that at all.
So I was wondering what they were going to be doing with that character, and then I looked it up. It's like, oh, he got killed off.
Let's see. Unfair crushing because of the use of the names Ishtar. I think Ishtar meant lost in the desert, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let me go drop. I'm going to drop Lady Valarie here. Let's see where we're at. Hopefully, we get her at 80 at least. We are
She's at 77 still.
Yeah, we just need fresh heads inside here. Yeah.
Go show
all these
spicy some love.
all these people out here are always holding these parties for these 10,000 subs, and you see Valarie there to support them, and yet you never
She's an
see it.
awesome, yeah, she's an awesome person.
Yeah, you don't see any of these channels doing that for her. If they sit there and says, you know what, we can help Valarie get to 100. Let's go up there and go live and get her to 100. They could have her at 100 in a heartbeat, but they never do that. But they'll turn around and sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to be celebrating my 10,000 sub. Wow. Yeah, give me Xanadu too. Who was in Xanadu?
What's her name? Singer lady.
Besides her.
All I knew was Olivia Newton-John.
You know who else is in that movie? And she was stunning. Holy shit. Sandal Bergman.
Oh,
Remember her? No, I'm a kid of the '80s, so I know these things. Sandal Bergman was in she was in the first Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, she was his lover.
Yeah, she was in Xanadu as one of the goddesses. Wow. Man, she was.
I remember from Conan and from Red Sonja.
Yeah, I know Bridget. Oh, she was in Red Sonja too. I knew Bridget Nielsen was.
She was the wasn't she the main villain? I could have sworn that she was the main villain in Red Sonja, but she dyed her hair black or something.
Oh, wow! Was she the main villain? That would
That's
be
what I
cool.
want to say because I think the whole thing was the main villain was a woman. So the main hero is a woman, main villain's a woman.
Let's see. Or the Canon Classic, the Apple. Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yes, remember hearing it.
Canon
Oh,
was Canon
the
was something else.
Apple. Oh, oh, you're talking about that. You're talking about yes, that documentary they did on Canon Films. I tell you what, that movie made me curious about though, because I've never seen it before. Um, but there was a movie that came out when it came out. It came out during the summer. It was very popular, and it really broke Dudley Moore over here. Dudley Moore was already a big star in England, but over here he didn't become a big star until he did this movie, and it was a movie called Ten with a young Bo Derek. Man,
Yeah, she was the main villain.
oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's interesting. 'Cause I know Arnold Schwarzenegger played in Red Sonja too, but he played a complete different character.
yeah.
All
I think
right.
they won him. Yeah, but it's kind of like feels like it's the same.
Okay, we are at 20. We are at 77 for Lady Valarie, so we need 23 to go. We need 23. Let's see. See, 10 starred. Okay, there's three movies that came out about that time, Professor. 10 starred Bo Derek, and then Blame It on Real starred Michelle Johnson. That's a creepy movie, though. That movie is creepy. That movie's not funny. It's creepy. And then the other one was Women in Red, and that was with Kelly LeBrock and Gene Wilder.
The woman. Oh God, I remember that movie. Never seen it, but I can remember always it coming up a lot.
Kelly LeBrock was really interesting. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call her a classical beauty, but I mean, she was very, very fun. She had a really interesting face. Very, 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 very. She's a very cool actress in that role.
I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick. Okay.
Okay, okay. Echo's gonna put his dog's freeway and speed bump. Oh, all right. Let's see. Yeah, Michelle Johnson. That Blame It on a Rio. That was a creepy movie. I guess some 18-year-old had a crush on her best friend's dad and was chasing him out or chasing him around. That was just creepy. Nobody really liked that. Michelle Johnson was a pretty girl, though. I'll give her that. She was beautiful, but she really never did anything. Yeah. Um, Yeah, those are the only two main movies that I remember her from too, Professor, was Weird Science and Lady in Red. I know she got married to Donut Siegel. All right. We are wow. See, I gotta do this more often. This is part of my problem is I don't go up enough to get a fresh audience. So this is it. This is the problem.
Okay, I'm gonna be in and out because I just had to start some hot dogs, so my mom has something to eat.
Yeah, I'm just thinking myself, I haven't done these pop-ups in a long time. So a lot of people don't know that, they don't, if you don't, you know how that is, if you don't pop up, people forget you. So
Yeah, usually it's like best to just start, once you go live, just put it out, start
yeah,
sharing.
'cause I didn't know I was going to go up. I just wanted to
And
go up.
you never do. You can literally be like, oh, I'm gonna go up, or someone telling you need to go up, and someone tells you
Yeah,
you need to do
I
after
thought it'd be,
hours.
yeah, I thought it'd be a little bit more busier. I was hoping it'd be more busier, and maybe it is. Maybe the people are other channels. I was just trying to get some fresh faces in here to help push. And it's all right. Snow, people forget me while I'm talking to them. No, we can talk more about Ishtar.
If they
Okay.
forget you, that's because you're hitting them too hard over the head with the frying pan.
Yeah, it's sheesh, God. But you know what though? Look at it this way, Snow. Look at it this way. At least Ishtar is not making the top 10 worst movies ever made. I mean, now when they do a top 50 or a top 100, it gets named, but it gets named toward the end. It's no longer as hated as it used to be. Um, yeah, maybe that might work, Professor. Um,
The Professor live from Las Vegas.
Snow says she puts it in the 10 best ever movies. Well, Snow, you would probably be the only one that would do that, I'm afraid. I really don't know anybody around here that I know that would. Well, you know what? You might be able to talk people into doing it because these are all young kids and they might be influenced by that. But as far as me and the cheetah, well, we know. Well, we know about Ishtar.
Yes, Katie's going to be going live soon.
Who is?
Katie, I believe.
Oh, that'd be great. Is she up now?
Well, as she's going to be good. She's got that. She's going to be on Fleet's channel
Okay.
because they're doing that watch along to Goodfellas.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, we're still gonna push Valerie. We're gonna push. People come by over here. Now we maybe if I put down on my title Ishtar discussion, thoughts and speculations. Ishtar two. Where
You
will it happen?
sure? Maybe it will
Where will,
backfire on you.
where will it happen? I mean, Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman are still alive. They could do an Ishtar two.
Put the Amazing Boat discussion.
No, if I do something like that, it's gonna be Werewolf Island. Hell yeah. Hey
Man,
Cheetah.
the Amazing Boat will bring them in.
Yeah, but see, they know that. When do you Steven need to do a werewolf episode?
Well, here's the thing. I've never been big on werewolf movies. Nothing against them. They just never tickled my fancy. And my best friend from high school loved them.
This,
Surprisingly, because I was vampire movies at the time and he was werewolves, somehow we never got into to that debate. Somehow. Well, Snow, there was a musical made back in the '80s called the Pirate Movie that's based on that play. It's got different some of the songs from the musical and a few new songs. I wonder
I do.
if Tommy's live.
Who? Oh God, no.
He does like he just literally has it like on repeat. All
The,
that
the,
stuff.
the room.
And all the shorts like the Star Wars one.
I didn't even see that.
Let's see.
Well, here's the mighty cheetah. There are many cheetahs around in the world, but this cheetah, he's mine. This is my cheetah.
Okay, be right back. I'm gonna go check on my hot dogs.
Hey, Ballad. Hey, Ballad. You're sort of hot, mister. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's what you did to me. I knew you was a reason why you came up here. You just wanted to shed on me. Oh, man. Cheetah fur everywhere. Let's see. I can't believe they're still remaking Pirates of Penzance for 20. Why? Why? Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about the Pirates of Penzance. Oh, nobody cares. People we need to make another Robin Hood movie. Nobody cares. Let's do King Arthur. Nobody cares. Nobody. Yeah, get me drunk enough to sing Drinkenstein or Sharkenstein. They have a song for Sharkenstein. All right, let's see where we're at. All right. Maybe if we could offer some cookies, then this might have worked. Tell people that we have cookies. Oh man, I was hoping we get her to at least 80. Okay. Oh, hot dogs, yeah. right. Let me go check my mail because I'm actually hoping to find another booking or two, and I had to send out send out email to see if that would happen. I don't know if it will or not, but we're hoping. Oh yeah, so I guess the new movie coming out called Operation Black Ops is going to be dropping on our friend Mike Ferguson and Mike Markoff are doing this movie along with Tito Ortiz. Uh, Man, I gotta admit, I definitely want to see that. I'm definitely hooked on that. That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, so if people are coming in here, if your news going on, so we're trying to push our friend Lady Valarie up to 100 subs tonight. So she started off with 68. We got her up to 77. So we need 23. So if you're new coming in, hit the like button and then try to share us out. Share us out on the community tab. Let people know that they can come on in and help our friend Lady Valarie. That would be awesome to do. I'd like to get up to 100, maybe 105 subs. Um, it sort of kills me when other channels in the community who keep on talking community and they're in the position to help out. They don't even think about doing this sort of shit. That's what really kills me. A lot of people give a lot of lip action. They never back their play. So it's always good to help the first person out to their first 100 subs. It really does. It really helps out a lot. Because the first 100 is the hardest. It's the hardest. It really is. Though I dare say trying to get past 1200 seems to be the hardest right now. So Echo himself is at 254. I see that. And I know that Steven is at 680. So he'll be hitting 700 soon enough. Well, he keeps on doing those great shows on every Saturday night on the House of Horrors. He'll hit 700 really soon. That's between next 2 weeks. It's going to be pretty amazing. I think both for Echo and for Steven. I hope that they're. This is what's so important too, is the fact, and you got to ride your partner about this, Echo. He
Okay.
needs to.
No one sees me. No one knows where I'm at.
So yeah, we need to tell Steven. I had to keep telling him that he has after every show he needs to do his community. He needs to go out there and put in the description box. He needs to do his diligence. The guest websites, your website, his website, past episodes, that sort of thing. And he doesn't do it, and he loses viewers for it.
Yeah, whenever I do like the Echo Side or live stream, you notice I always would put guest and I link.
It's always the
Whoever
best.
was there.
I think you're probably gonna fly for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. If you're comfortable, I mean, you're ready for it. But I think he should let you host a show in a couple of weeks. Maybe after Sadie, let you have the 29.
Find a good guest though.
Huh?
Find a good guest or interview for someone from the community.
You're talking about doing a solo interview, and I was thinking about that. I was thinking for your first solo interview.
I did ask somebody, but I got to go back and re-ask them again to see if they remember. But I'm not naming names, kind of. So I have a few people from our community I would like to, interview.
You know who you should interview, honestly? Why don't you interview Valarie? Why don't you interview Valarie?
That could be cool.
Valerie's a great interview. And now she's a content creator on top of it. Hell yeah! I think it would do you both. We're happy to do it, Valarie. We're more than happy to do it.
We just need to get the more people to show you some love. Make you above that 77.
Yeah, we'll stay up here. We'll stay up here.
We might need to crack a few skulls.
Yeah, we don't have those 10,000 subs and watch parties, but we got heart and we got loyalty, and we have a cheetah. And so I'll take that
and
over there.
and bad jokes
And we have the mighty Ice Lord
and the amazing Bulk.
and Ice Lord.
Yeah, but you know what we really need? Tommy
But
Wiseau.
you know what? Every time you mention the Bulk or Tommy, or you know what? It's gonna be a demerit. It's gonna be a demerit, and we're gonna have to unleash the Ice Lord on you.
He
Uh,
looks like he's still going. How long has he been streaming?
in fact, I dare say that your next guest spot. Yes, I know exactly what it is. If you if you mention Tommy Wiseau, if you mention the Incredible Bulk, and what are the things you like to mention? What are the things you like to mention?
His Birdemic, the amazing Bulk, Tommy
Okay,
Wiseau,
that,
Dustin Ferguson, just because I love
that's
bashing
very
the shit out of him.
off. He say, but every time you mention that, I'm gonna have you as a guest on the Ice Lords, the nice circle of crazy.
Uh, well, he's been
And
going 25 hours and 50 seconds.
who?
I'm sorry, 25 hours and 40 minutes, Tommy.
Who?
But he doesn't. His things aren't live. It's just him. Someone's playing these clips over and over and over again.
Well, yeah, that's all.
I don't know. I don't know if he's ever been live.
He hasn't been alive in a long time, Echo. Uh, but no, I'm thinking that every time you mention that, we're gonna have you go on the Ice Lords, the nice circle of crazy, and I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring back his special guest from last week, and
Oh
then
hell no!
yeah, oh yeah, oh
I'd
yeah,
rather hell no.
oh yeah. Go ahead and talk,
Yeah,
Tommy. So who you watching again?
I cannot stand that bitch.
Who are you watching again? What the amazing what?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Uh, I'm going to tell Steven that. This could be your spookala.
Yeah,
Every
but
time you
still,
mention that,
I want to know how did they go from working on a Spider-Man ripoff to a Hulk ripoff? Well, technically, it's going to be a Spider-Woman ripoff.
yeah, we love doing this, Valerie. This is a lot of fun. I love doing pushes.
Fun.
Let's see. Let's see. Isor says yes. Yes. He says he's going to do it. So if you mention Tommy or the
Oh
amazing
yeah,
Bull,
but she's on. I won't.
no, you will be. That's your punishment.
You're gonna get me basically getting Wes in trouble because I'm gonna end up saying something. That's why.
That's the punishment.
I'll end up using a word that some people don't like that begins with C and ends with T.
Oh, croissant.
Croissant.
Uh-huh.
I do not like her.
As a C, it ends with a T.
It's still the fact that the night she caused that drama in chat.
Did you say? You almost said me? Did you almost say me in that?
Well, no, see, she caused the drama, and then you and Hobbs pulled her to the side.
Yeah.
And then she's messaging me, "Do you hate me?" Hobbs
Yes.
and Pat were just yelling at me.
Yeah.
I think I asked you guys, and you guys were like, "No one yelled."
Okay, so I don't necessarily. It's the look at Isolor said. He says, "No worry, she kicked me in the Jimmy after the stream."
But here's the thing. Last year, you had to hear me talk about Death to Metal nonstop. So this time
it's movie, but that's a badass movie.
Oh, it is awesome. I wish I got the pre-order because you got the prayer cloth, but it seems like the Bulk seems to be the one I've been talking about now. But maybe I need something that's good that I would talk about nonstop.
You know what? I don't know why you don't. Why don't you elevate your movies that you watch? Because you have to admit, Echo. You have to admit. I mean, I watch some obscure movies, man. But man, some of the movies you watch, man. I mean, they even got the Slash Brothers going, shaking their head like, "What the?" Fuck?
Okay, you know how bugs and mosquitoes get drawn to lights, right? Apparently, I get drawn to bad movies.
Well, you better be careful because Snow's going to send you a copy of Ishtar, and then it'll really be on. Don't make her do that. She'll send you a copy of Ishtar, make you watch that.
But this is the one though I'm really interested about.
Which one's that?
Death Rill.
What's it called?
Death Rill.
Oh, okay.
This is
Where's
the
that?
one that's the Polonia brothers.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to the other one.
I think he passed away. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
but I guess this was like they had shot some stuff back in the '80s, filmed some stuff, and then I guess they put it together to make a movie. And there's only supposed to be so many copies of this, and I wasn't supposed to get the DVD. I paid for the DVD, and they sent me the Blu-ray. I'm not gonna complain because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Val says, Wes, you have a heart of gold, and I know we always want to see the best in others. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yeah, me too. Man, I was bummed out. I was sitting going like, damn, Wes, man, if you want a fucking date, why don't you just go to Tinder? You know, that's what I was saying. You know, I was
No, Wes,
me and the Peter, huh?
Go to Chubby's, Wes. We got some women there that need a little loving. You know, they don't just want to watch us dance. They might want to get some loving.
That might have been. I mean, me and the Cheetah, we were talking about it. We're going like, how come the iStore doesn't go and doesn't do Dolly Madison or some shit like that, you know, or Tinder or any other of those cool dating sites, you know, Ashley Madison or something like that. I was thinking, damn, you know.
Well, some people don't like the ground rules, Wes.
Uh,
And I told somebody that when I watched, I saw that fake laugh. And I think I told you, Pat, she never left. She's been in the shadows the whole time.
I didn't know that she walked up to Wes and was like, "Hey, I'm back. You know, let's do a stream
She
together."
never left. Every now and then you'd be in a stream. There she was in the chat.
I just don't know. Like it's like I don't know. Like you know, I told the ice store, this dude. It's like that old story, the scorpion and the frog. You know, it's like, you know, the scorpion says, "Yo, frog, give me a ride across the river."
Yep.
And you know, the ice lord, being the frog that he is, he goes, "Hell no, because you'll sting my ass." And the scorpion, being that crazy ass, you're one crazy ass bitch, from Rush Hour.
Yeah. And the scorpion had to talk the frog into it, and halfway across, and
stuck his ass. And
it's like, why'd you do that? You know, you doomed us both. It's like, what? It's in my nature.
Yeah, my nature. I'm crazier than batshit. I'm pushing hard for. I think of all the times I've been on the tube, I think there's probably been like 5 people that I just like looked at it like, you guys are just fucking nuttier than a fruitcake.
Well, I used to do a lot of the game, watch a lot of these gaming channels. Heavily toxic community, especially the GTA community. Very toxic, very insane. I watched this kid go, I got GTA 6, and he had a game with a hand-drawn picture. He goes, GTA 6, screaming for like 5 minutes.
Oh god!
I'm watching the video like
rage quit.
But I'm also thinking those kids' parents got to be downstairs thinking, "What the ever-loving fuck?"
Let's see. Valerie mentions, I swear, do you just Google and what are the weirdest fucking horror movies to watch, and then pick from that list? That's what Echo does.
No, I go to Tubi and I look around.
Oh no,
I go to the store and I look and I go, okay.
You don't.
I do something that's really bad. I look at the cover and I go, oh, that looks cool.
I'm gonna do
5 minutes. 5 minutes later, I'm going, fuck me.
You know what we should do? We should, you know how everybody has this. This is something we should do for a round table. This would be really, really funny too. We should go around and get like 5 or 6 of us, do a round table, and then go to that person's channel and pick out the 3 worst movies that they reviewed. Like like the worst of the worst, the bottom of the bottom. Like who in the right mind would even watch this shit? And then come back and talk about it.
right now
I would
is
I
with
would I would
Jersey.
be the moderator because all my shit's legit.
I think Blood Claws, Jersey Shore Shark Attack. What's
Cocaine
the other?
shark. No
I haven't, I
cocaine
haven't, I haven't,
cougar.
I haven't reviewed Cocaine Shark yet. Cocaine Cougar. I've done over 300 videos, so it's like, fuck. So let me actually, I should do that. Let's see. Go from Otis. Let's see. Oh, there's some bad ones that I know are bad. Okay, Trailer Park Shark. Seen worse, seen better. The Blind Dead, the fifth Blind Dead movie was awful.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna drop the worst one that Hobbs did recently.
Oh, I reviewed Fat Man. That was so funny. They had to be laughing in the store because I had seen the trailer for Fat Man. I go, this has got to be a parody video.
Let's
And
see.
then I really was in Walmart yelling, holy shit, it's real. They probably had to jump at the register, like, what the hell's going on?
Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. So we got catch up here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The Ice Lord says it's so depressing. Val Ollie. Oh yeah, we did that one. What? Let's see. Wes was not thinking it through. It's okay. Rabies will do that to you. Let's see. Death Reel. Have not seen Death Reel.
Well, I randomly, because I was looking at Polonia movies, because I was thinking about starting a Polonia collection, because I am thinking about doing a Polonia month.
That's the reason why that's why me and Steven had to switch it around. That's why we're doing a Jeff Kirkendall week in August. We couldn't we can't do another Polonia week. I couldn't do it.
Well, he's got a ton of movies, so
Jeff Kirkendall? Yeah.
Oh, Polonia. I mean, you just
I know that. I honestly, here, the problem with Mark Poloni is the same thing I had with the other directors too. Not so much Dustin Ferguson because he's just in a league all by himself, but the same thing with Brett Kelly, and it goes down to that one reviewer who followed Todd Sheets and then finally he blew his ass up because he said the guy's been doing this business for 20 years and he hasn't learned anything. And that really what it is with Mark Poloni. It's like, dude, you haven't learned anything. I mean, you've been making all these movies, 99 movies. How come they're always so shitty? It's like I don't get it. It's like even if you were not trying to be shitty, you can't be. It's just I don't know what it is. I don't know if it is him. It is him. I mean, I don't know why he does it. He's got the skill, he's got the vision to make a better movie, you know. But look at all the movies that John L. Dalton made for him. I mean, John L. Dalton is a serious filmmaker. He's a serious filmmaker. I have a lot of respect for John L. Dalton. I do. As a filmmaker, as a screenwriter, I think he's good. I think he does the best he can with what he has. With Polonia,
yeah. Well, the thing is, when it comes to films, if I see it's in Uncorked, because I have not enjoyed a lot of what Uncorked does, I won't watch it. I go when I'm looking at movies at the store. I look to see who is the distributor. I see Uncorked, it goes back on the shelf. Bruno Mattei is somebody I'm not particularly fond of, and I own one of Bruno Mattei's movies.
It's all anybody should own. Bruno Mattei.
The only reason why I own it is because it started off as a Belushi movie.
Yeah. He tried to keep a straight face and try to sit there and say that his Jaws movie was good. I was like, dude, you must be high.
He was. I mean, his last movie essentially was about this island with zombies on it, and he took aliens, replaced them with zombies on an island. Remember in Aliens they had? Remember in Aliens they had that military music? They told you the Space Marines are coming.
Okay. Did they have a werewolf on it?
No, but they had midgets playing chest busters.
Yeah.
but essentially it's aliens. But they had the theme for Goldberg playing for the military music. And I watched the movie. I'm thinking this would be so much better. Cut backstage and show Bill Goldberg, have him come out, beat up some zombies, and leave. I'd make the movie better.
No, they should have had Gilbert come out and beat a bunch of aliens to go home.
But it was just, I don't think he's that original of a person. Well, I mean, I know, don't speak ill of the dead, but I've seen his work. I've seen Cool Jaws. I just know.
Yeah, I gotta say though that when it comes down to picking out fine movies, I will have to say that I love the fact that Hobbs liked the Dustin Ferguson movie. That made me laugh. I was like, man, Hobbs is such a nice guy. Hobbs really is a nice guy. You know who the nicest reviewer is though? You know who really honestly, you know who the nicest reviewer is? I mean, you know how you can watch our reviews and you'll find somebody talking shit about some movie, relatively quick.
Yeah.
The nicest reviewer is Horrific Nightmares JM. Jason loves everything. When Jason
is he the one that does the reviews called A Positive Spin?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
But here's the thing: I never really pay attention before to like distributors, unless it was Trauma. Until after I got involved in this community, so now I'm like looking. If I see Asylum, I'm ready for a mockbuster. Uncorked, it's gonna be bad. ITN, it's gonna be good. Wild Eye, which I've never seen them in the wild. And, IFC. Usually when I see one in the wild, it's like, holy shit, it's an IFC in the wild.
Yeah, gotta catch it.
I never see IFC in the wild.
You never do.
So it's like, oh my god, someone's got an IFC.
Yeah, it's really rare. Wes is throwing out a smile when I said about Jason. Am I right? Am I right though, Ice Lord? Am I right about Jason? I mean, he really is the nicest guy when it comes down to reviewing films. That guy, I mean, he probably be the only person I know. I don't think he liked it, but but he didn't crush it. But he'd probably be the only person I know that would actually watch Cocaine Cougar and sit there and say, it's not bad. It could be worse. He'd be the only one to do that. He is the nicest guy.
I did a list I made up of movies to torture people with.
You already do that. That's why I just.
And that's the latest movie on the list.
Right now for me, for my own sanity, is that whenever you mention Tommy Wiseau or Amazing Bulk or any other ones, then I'm going to be contacting the Ice Lord.
They're on the list though.
I'm going to be sponsoring. The Cheetah. We're going to be sponsoring the Nice Circle of Crazy with special guests Echo and his friend.
But here's the thing: those two movies, The Room and The Bulk, are on the list. So is Blood Claws. All three soon to be 4 Birdemic movies, and Cocaine Cougar are on the list.
Okay, try not to mention any of those movies at all. If you could do that, then you get some merits.
The only reason why I won't tell people to watch Blood Claws is because some of his shots, the like flashing and red, it's not unsteady.
Yeah.
It can cause seizures.
Yeah.
So those are like I wouldn't tell people to do that. If it's a movie I know it's bad, they got shots like that, I'm not going to tell people to watch the movie because I don't want to sit there and put somebody in the hospital.
Do you think Dice Sword will use my new name for his show? I'm going to give it to him for free.
Night Circle Crazy. By the way, it looks. When I went to the on the homepage, they had Amityville Death Toilet.
I just can't. Let's see. Snow, it says she is corrupting her cat. That's awesome. Let's see. Well, there's other ones though. There's other crazies though you can invite though. Wes.
Invite the good ones, not the bad ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that would fit the Nice Circle of Crazy.
But just remember, only so many YouTubers you will only find me on a stream with due to extreme dislikes for them. And only two would probably make me snap, but the other one of the two you'd never see me on because I don't even know if he's on YouTube anymore.
Okay,
Only
and then in case you're having trouble, you can always do the ninth level of Looney.
the Looney Bin.
Who's I don't know who that is. Wes says he's got Brittany Rose Wright coming on next Friday. Do you know her?
I'm looking her up to see who this is.
I want to know how Snow's. Yes, that was really boring. That movie was the Zero Zorium. That was really boring. I think I made it through like two. I think I made it almost like 2/3 of the way through, and I couldn't do it. Let's see. The
Trying to
ninth,
get.
yeah, the nth degree. Wu, yeah. The I don't know who Mimi is. And I know who Trenchy is. That'd be a great. That would be a great stream. They'd be on 12 hours. Yeah, we got people watching this. We got people watching this. Let's check where we're at for Lady Valarie.
Let's
Uh,
see. Let me hit refresh. Still at
oh,
77.
yeah, we're stuck. We're stuck.
Yeah, it's trying to get those. It's hard to get that number up sometimes.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Ice Lord. Wow, look at Ice Lord going after a director. Holy shit. Uh, Thank you, Snow. I appreciate it.
A heist film.
I wish the lazy cheetah would come in, but he's probably being lazy. So there you go. Probably fucking sleeping. Got the bowl in one hand and a paintbrush in the other, and sleeping on the pillow. Yeah, yeah, that's right. She did. That was a fun show too, by the way. That was fun.
Yuri. I know people like bash him for his work. It's not
I
that
love
bad.
you.
It's
You
not
both
that
do.
bad.
I went back and reread my review of In the Name of the King, and I probably overcrushed it a little bit. I did comment about the budget though. Because the budget of that movie is supposed to be $4.5 million, and quite honestly, it just didn't look like it was $4.5 million. It really didn't. The castle looked like it was the size of a romper room in the backyard. It was, I mean, the acting was the best part of the movie. The acting was fun. Um, it was the set design that was just not very good. It was really poor, and the costuming was really poor. I mean, it just wasn't very good. But the acting was actually the best part. And Dolph Lundgren was good in it. Alex Sponik was really good in it. Lachlan Monroe, uh, um, uh, Nathalie. I can't say her last name, but she was actually really good in it as too. I had no problem with the acting, but the script was probably a little bit beefy, but the set design just killed me. It looked like a straight from an episode of Hercules or Xena. It just didn't have that sense of grandeur that it should have had.
Well, I liked his House of the Dead. Blood Rain was okay.
I liked House of the Dead too. I saw that
Rampage.
one. I
Have you
think
seen the Rampage? Have you seen the Rampage
I got
movies?
one of them. I got one of the Rampage movies.
I need to see
Um,
the third one.
I got one of them. Um, let's see. Oh, that's easy. Here, hold on. Let me go get it for you. Oh yeah, I'll do that. 'Cause
1 minute. I'm gonna go grab myself some water because it's still hot here.
oh yeah, let me just grab this right here. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. You wanted the list. You wanted the best. You got it. Yes. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. So this is the Grail guest right here, Lady Valarie, Snow, Frosty, the Mighty Ice Lord. You're welcome. There it is. My letterbox list. Those are the most of the movies I have. Read part of your short story aloud. Okay, extend the stream with my story because the stream is boring. What? What? Oh. Hold on. Let me go and get the mail. Okay. All right. Oh, I gotta come back and watch this. Haunted Wisconsin.
Okay,
No,
boys and girls, when it's
I did
hot,
that.
drink
Didn't I
plenty of
watch this?
water.
Oh, how did I miss this?
Miss what?
I thought I watched it. I guess I didn't. Haunted Wisconsin. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, they do have the third
10 days
Rampage
ago.
movie on
Man,
Tubi.
that's
I gotta watch
embarrassing.
that one.
Okay, so let me go get. I'm supposed to be getting. I'm supposed to get Snow's reading. We're gonna be doing some reading here.
The third one might not have been directed by Yuri.
He might have produced it
Yeah, because it lists Brandon Fletcher, who was
because
in them.
he produced Backcountry for the ISC. He produced Backcountry.
And they're talking about them not having like Extreme or whatever on Tubi. They got Todd Sheets, Zombie Rampage 2, which is from Wild Eye's Raw and Extreme set collection.
Okay, we're gonna do some reading here.
Uh-oh.
All right, I think. Right. How do I do this? Oh. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Okay. This will be keep track of the track of the chat echo, and then let me know if there's fresh people coming in,
Okay.
and I'll start reading. I already know even before I read a single word. This is better than Ishtar. Okay. That's right. I said it. I said it. I own it. All right. So this is called the Witches of Jupiter 6. Okay. And since I'm blind as an Alucard, I gotta wonder if I can make it. All right. The Witches of Jupiter 6 by our friend Snow. Intrepid night fowl, rough and savage dearth, shimmer of the lifeless path. Our nature is rich with your dirge, commanded the tall young woman standing beneath a makeshift archway of ugly black bramble, partially obscuring her view of a rather peculiar sort of nearby sunset. Does this story have cheetahs in it? Okay. She rifled through her small silvery backpack set firmly on the ground between herself and her little sister. She pulled back from a crumpled wad of yellow parchment and two bright yellow fruits, which saturated the wickedly still evening air with an aroma of starshine. That's code for moonshine, y'all. Um, she cupped her rough little hand against her sister's cheek and smiled her at a way that most certainly would have softened the very stones of Isles Cairn. The majesty of the corpulent sunset draped the young woman's countenance like folded paper kissing notes from a childhood crush. There's a lot of description in this movie, in this story so far. The little sister was struck silent as a rust-furred. Uh, can I substitute cheetah for this? Okay. As a rust-furred moo owl, sneaking a few drops of water from its Salvahern symbiote by the spectacle of her sister's peculiar loveliness. See if I can read that again. The little sister was struck silent, as silent as a rust-furred moo owl, sneaking a few drops of water from its salvor hern symbiote by the spectacle of her sister's peculiar loveliness. The poor girl was near to succumbing to her fears of the whispering gloam they had both come determined to upset. They had both come determined to upset. Blushing nervously, she lowered her gaze and stared at her sister's bare feet. She shifted side to side, rolling onto her ankles and grinding tiny aromatic leaves in small clumps of geloso into a mush between her thin bare toes. Uh, Mag, her sister, pressed softly with with her sugary voice. Mag swayed anxiously from foot to foot, tried to force a cute little smile, but with lips trembling, she failed. She looked up at her sister's gentle caress of her chin. Wrinkles of hate had never discovered that sweet angular face, nor had any furrow. That tells me one thing: never been to Texas or Florida. Okay, okay, just throw that in there. Observation. Commentary. Think of it what's the one show where they riffed on when they riffed on TV shows? Commentary, director's commentary. Okay. Let's see. Nor had any furrow of regret dared stain the peaceful brow of the second crescent, big sister Nessie. Timid Mag, on the ordinary, burned with a particular hatred for the flies buzzing uh, around inside her tummy, and her face was a melange of grimaces and frightened giggles. The rest of her senseless feeling, boiling and bubbling up to the surface of her countenance, for of disdain. Oh yes, she hated them even more than the flies. The evening was rare, and Mag's control of her anxieties rarer still. Are you sure I'm ready for this, sis? How am I doing? I better go check out Snow here. Make sure Snow's like, better not be crushing my story, you son of a bitch. Uh,
You ruin it, you die.
yeah, yeah. I'll show. Oh, wait, what'd you say about a cocaine cougar in my story? I'll show you cocaine cougar. Uh, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Silent as a lazy cheetah with a view. I wonder where the lazy cheetah's at. I thought he might be up and around. I gotta find out his real name anyway. How do we know what his real name is? I can't be calling him lazy cheetah because there's no such thing.
Don't want to
Okay.
be calling him lazy during the stream because people are like, wow, this guy's kind of an asshole doing the interview.
Let's see. Cheetah's interesting, man. That interview is gonna be interesting. People are they're gonna be really surprised by that. I know I was. Lazy Cheetah's not quite so lazy. He's 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 got some interesting things about the cheetah. All right. A glimmer in Nessie's bright magenta eyes and a shimmering gloss on her heavily painted lips forged a brilliant weapon to counter those rotten old tummy flies. Her voice came like a whisper of lightly chilled Solomon. Wow, Solomon. Okay, okay. I do know how to read. Punctuate, maybe not so much. Let's see. You have been here before, my girl. You were ready. You were ready then, and are ready now. Let's see. Nessie carefully picked fresh orange color flowers into the thick hair behind the blazing red ears of the first crescent. Precious little Mag. See, that's a C. That's a word that starts with a C. C and ends with a T. Um, let's see. You weren't afraid at all back then. Certainly not like you are this time. I suppose you have forgotten. I wouldn't, Megs. I wouldn't be so scared, but, well, it's Sibby. What he said before I left the stage field. Sibby told me. He said I would. Nessie. Sibby, you mean that silly little lip popper? What does a boy know about matters such as these? Nessie scoffed. Silly Sibby and his careless imagination. I would curse every single danger of his tongue were it worth even half of a drop of my blood. Mags relaxed, but only a bit. Yeah, though, silly Sibby. What does a boy know? You're right, sis. Mags descended and then lost herself in quiescent thought. I tell you what, you must have used a thesaurus or a Scrabble board to write this. Because I'm seeing all sorts of words that I would like get triple play of if I ever played them. All right, make sure I'm still alive here. Let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. Be careful. Yeah, that's true too. There's another word with a C and a T on it.
Yeah, be careful. Say careful. Spicy,
Cheetah.
spicy.
Cheetah. Let's see. That's right. Let's see. And Snow says, I did not. There are my regular vocabulary, silly goose. All right. I thought she was going to call me a furry hobgoblin there for a second. All right. Let's get this cracking. Okay, remember, let me make sure I keep dropping Val's link too.
Let me take care of that.
You got Val's link?
Yeah, for her latest video.
Okay, if you see somebody new come in, drop it on their head. And is the Ice Lord still with us?
I don't know because I haven't seen him speak in a while.
Oh boy, he might have got ambushed and taken down to the circle of crazy. See, Snow says that she's a furry snow leopard, much nicer than a cocaine cougar. Oh my God! Can you imagine if we actually made these people watch the Dustin Ferguson movie? They will.
That's cruelty right there.
They will whip your ass so hard. We need a DNA sample to find out who you are. Good thing I don't watch shit like that. I always watch quality entertainment.
Like Birdemic 3.
No, like right here. See, this is what I'm dropping down right here. Right there. Now, see, you need to go there. That's where you need to go, Echo. Mm-hmm. Okay. Echo has no love for my sense of humor. Believe me, Echo knows all about sense of humor if he watches the Dustin Ferguson movie. Whoa!
God, awful movies. That's just cruelty to make someone watch those movies.
Tommy Wiseau, the amazing bull. And the mighty Ice Lord is still with us, by the way.
I want to see his movie Big Shark.
I just glad the mighty Ice Lord is still here. Let's see. I would, you know what would be fun? It would be fun just having the mighty Ice Lord read this. You should be reading this, Wes. You would have all the different voices that you could use.
Yeah, he's got the ideal voice.
He certainly does. I mean, just a couple of twists here and there, and he could do all the different voices and shit. Yeah, Ice Lord, mighty. Okay. Yes, we're gonna burn him out. All right. Stop it, Echo. All right. All right.
What did I do this time?
No, stop. It's me. Hey. All right. Let's get back to the Jupiter 6. Remember in the Lost in Space. Remember what their ship was called?
It's been a long time since I've seen. I've only seen the.
I think it's called the Jupiter 2, if I'm not mistaken. On Lost in Space. All right. Badass movie, by the way, too. All right. Have I donned too much orange, my girl? Nessie asked. There's no such thing as too much orange. Ever. Orange is everything. You always do, sis, Mag giggled. The tummy flies seem to have all flitted away. Or a spider, perhaps, deep inside. A spider. It's like you're dressed in silly Sibby's fire. Nessie suspected her teeth might comfort her sister's worry, and when the heat of her tension turned to sweat, she began to fuss aggressively with her dear little Mag's matted hair, with her best sheet foam pick. We all start to feel much tinier as we grow larger. When we are tiny, so much is obscured from view. Growing larger makes us aware of just how much bigger everything else is. Well, I don't like it, not even a little bit. Let's see. Why ever, my sweet Mag? Because I would should get because I should get bigger so that everything else would seem smaller. All the more I grow, all the more I see the horizon is further away than I thought. And now I think too much about stuff that didn't matter before. Nessie laughed. Nessie laughed. Her laugh was in disparity with her shimmering loveliness, a cackle as coarse as a crocodile choking on too big of a gulp of a werewolf. Hey, hey, Werewolf Island's in here? What? Oh, emu. You'll be fine. Oh man, this is a big story. Oh, I'm not gonna get through this. Oh, how many pages? How many pages? How many words is this? Oh my gosh, it's way. This is like almost like a novel. Oh,
3 years later, and he's still reading it.
yeah, 5 hours later. Well, I tell you what, I will. That was good. Did I do good? Was that fun? Did you get some views? I'll come back and read that. Uh, 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 let's see. Oh, okay. All your stories are novel. Okay. Oh man. See, some asshole tried to break in the garage area. Let's see. Police and hubby and son. Uh, Lord of the Ice wants to read some. Oh yes, the Ice Lord. The Ice Lord is more than welcome to read some books. You can have the Lord of the. We can have the Lord. You have King Echo of Werewolf Island do it.
Actually, I got something in my hands right now that might be of interest. One of my stories.
Uh-oh. Was this before you were king of Echo Island or afterwards?
This was a 4-page short story I wrote because one day, I think it was last summer, I was sitting in the American Legion board and I wrote a short story.
Nice. BFW.
I just was like, I was sitting there listening to this fridge, which was humming loudly, and started writing a story because of the sound. I'm also organizing movies, so quite a few.
Yeah, see, I commented about there. That's funny. I commented commented on Instagram about Newsom. You know, Newsom was sitting there talking about California, and I just said he hasn't been able to fix California. And of course, everybody's coming back with a simple, they're coming back and they're sitting there going like, well, Democrats are this, and it's not the, it's, I don't care I don't care about the numbers you push. But the fact of the matter is, there's 60,000 people in LA County alone that are homeless. So you could talk all numbers all day long. It doesn't matter. They still got those people down there. And he's been in office now. I mean, Jerry Brown was in office. Now he's been in office. What have they done to fix it? They haven't. Now, why is that? Because it's a Republican controlled state. And they've had their chance to solve it. They had their chance to fix California, and they passed it up. They blew it. California, the voters of California blew their chance. Now they have no one to blame but themselves. All right. People wrote to me. Hey, let's see something. Oh, 15th. That's a Monday, isn't it? Isn't that Monday? Yeah, I could do that. Oh,
Avon calling.
oh yeah. Oh, I could do that. I gotta call her tomorrow.
Who did Amityville Death Toilet? Right.
Whoa.
She's still at 77. We still need to get those numbers up.
Yeah,
Oh
I
no,
don't think so.
78.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I guess one's better than nothing.
If we can get, her at least to 80, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would, be good. That's all right. I see. Ah. Let's see. Are you gonna read your short story?
Okay.
Yeah,
For it.
good. Let's
This
give
is
it up
called
for Echo.
this is called Kitchen Betty.
It's in Betty.
As Jamie sat in the kitchen, the loud sound of the large fridge echoing off the walls, he found himself staring at the dead body that was strapped to the table in front of him. But there was an issue with the dead woman on the table. She was still moving. Half her face was gone, and she had a large hole where her stomach used to be. This was insane, he thought. People didn't keep moving once they died. Well, not in real life. In movies or games, yes, but not in the real world. When he woke up this morning, it was just another day. Nothing special to make it stand out from any other day. He got up, shit, showered, dressed, and ate breakfast. Same thing he did every day, nothing special. But when he walked out the front door, he should have known the day wasn't going to be like any other day. The streets were silent. No one was walking around, no kids playing at the large playground near where he lived. He hardly saw any cars. When he did, they were speeding as if in a panic. Which people around you always drove like that. Had he taken a good look at the faces of the drivers, he would have noticed the look of terror on their faces. When he was almost to the place he worked at, he saw her from behind, Betty Sue. He knew it was Betty Sue because she had the best, most perfectly shaped ass in the area. Always wore tight jeans to
Wow.
show it off.
What happened to what happened to Mags and Nessie? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
He went to whistle at her, but before he could get the sound out, she turned around and horror took over. Her right side of her face was all gone, replaced by blood and gore, lots of gore. When she turned to face him, her guts fell out of the hole that used to be her stomach. Her beauty and curves completely were replaced with something out of a horror movie. She started to step towards him, but she was dragging the left foot almost as if it was broken. So I made editing notes here too. When she went to make some kind of sound, some kind of moaning sound, her jaw on the right side really wasn't attached to her skull barely held in place. As he went to step back in terror, he heard some noise behind him. Turning around, he saw a small group of people who looked to be in as bad shape as Betty. He felt his heart racing. He wasn't sure if someone saw him, they would see that his skin was as pale as a ghost. He turned back towards Betty, who had gotten a little closer, but not much. He pushed past her, running towards the place he worked. He worked in the kitchen of somewhat large hotel. The kitchen was inside a medium-sized building that was connected to the hotel via a hallway. He knew it would be the safe They had a riot a few years back, and because of where the kitchen was located, it was a shelter away from the chaos, um, hard for people to get to if they wanted to. He tripped over something as he was running. As he got to his feet, it was a lifeless body. Some poor soul that had gotten apart. When he heard a morning sound, it was Betty. Somehow the slow-moving Betty had picked up some speed with what appeared to be a bad leg. She was somehow being able to keep up with him. His heart racing, he could feel it in his chest. He felt it was going to burst out of his chest if it beat any faster. He saw the kitchen. It appeared to be safe, which was good news. He reached in his pocket looking for his copy of the keys. As he pulled out the key from his pocket, he dropped it, screaming, "Fuck!" He dropped to his knees to grab the key, but though it only took him a couple of seconds to do that, it took a second for Betty to be upon him. Pinning him to the ground, trying to bite him, he used his forearm, pressing it against her neck to keep him from biting him. He could smell something was on him. He could smell, and what we figured was the smell of death, of rot. There were the sounds of more of whatever she had become. He wanted to say zombie, but he couldn't bring himself to face the fact that what he was dealing with was undead, was zombies, like the ones he had seen in movies and fought in video games. He was finally able to push it off, but he grabbed the keys. As he grabbed the keys and stood up, he heard a moan, but this moan sounded sad. When he looked down at her, she was trying to grab her, was trying to grab him, and she had a look on her face, what was left of it. Looking around, he saw a towel. He was guessing someone had been heading to the pool that was part of the hotel and had dropped it when they ran for their lives. He grabbed the towel and wrapped it around her head and upper body, lifting her up onto his shoulders. He ran to the kitchen door and found himself fighting to unlock it while he was holding the torn up body of a girl he had the hots for. As the other zombies were starting to get closer, the door shut, looking closer. He was able to get inside. Look, he started to look for something to help keep the door closed. When he heard the body moan, he figured he was safe. The door was heavy enough; he'd be safe. He ran over to Betty, who had gotten the towel somewhat off herself. He grabbed the towel, put it back on over her head, and picked her back up. He ran to the kitchen, where there was a large table for him and the other cooks to use. For some reason, one of the other cooks thought it was a good idea to keep a few rolls of duct tape in the kitchen. He slammed her down on the table as she groaned and rolled on the side where he and went to the side where the duct tape was. Grabbing it, he went back to the table and started to use it to bound her to the table. Now, hours later, he was sitting at the table watching him moan and thrash around. He could feel himself getting sick. He was wishing this was all a very bad dream. None of this would be real. He closed his eyes, hoping when he opened them, all of this nightmare would be gone. As he placed his arms on the table and rested his head on them, he didn't notice that he was getting blood on the table. With the bite he hadn't noticed, and all the chaos he got from Betty. And that was just something I did as I heard a loud fridge.
Wow. So looks like we missed this that Snow and the Mighty Ice Lord have been talking about poetry. They're thinking about reading some poetry. So it'd be like open mic night featuring Ice and Snow.
Oh, that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Poetry is I always found to be hard to write.
Poetry is hard.
When I was younger, I thought I could. I just write a few words together and say, "Look, it's poetry."
No.
It's like, no.
I like the ones that always have to rhyme.
Yeah.
I am a poet. Here I roar. I stand on my shoe. I got a butt sore. Something like that. It's like listening to bad country music.
Oh, rapping. No, rapping like they like to rhyme the words.
Rapping. I'll tell you one thing about rapping though. Rapping is a lot more. It flows better. Like you ever listen to a country song? I swear to God, if I hear the words, there's two words I don't ever want to hear in a country song, and that is world and girl, because those two guys, it's all they ever write about, those two words. It's like over and over and over. Wow. Now the Mighty Ice Lord says, "I'm looking." He's probably looking for his poetry book. Mm-hmm. You know what? I know where the iSource poetry book's at too. Probably right next to that stack of IFC movies he never talked about. I'm telling you, I know the Ice Lord by now. Hmm.
One of these days, I'll go to a store and there'll be more than one IFC movie. There'll be like a whole bunch, and then you'll know
You know,
when if
I'm
I
gonna try
find
to go
you
back.
know
I'm gonna,
you'll be the first one to find out if that ever happens because you'll probably start getting messages from me. Holy shit! Look at this.
I don't know. I'm getting discouraged because the only time I ever see other movies from the ISC is on Hamilton Book, and I'm not expecting to see that. You know, I'm just not. It's just really really rough, and I'm still way too small to be serviced. You know, as far as them sending me stuff, send me movies to watch. I'm still way too small for that. Maybe if I got up to 2,000 subs, either on Instagram or YouTube, probably YouTube, then maybe they give me a shot at it. But
I mean, again, I only own one IFC. That's because it's Dead Snow.
yeah,
Too bad
I
they let
thought,
the second one slip through the fingers.
I think he had a few. All right. So where are we at? We're at 78 for Lady Valarie.
Yeah,
Okay, so well, we got her 10. We got her 10. I'll probably be back tomorrow doing this because now that I know what's going on and everything else. I mean, now I know. I won't waste time. I'll come on earlier, and then we'll push hard tomorrow for 22. We can get her there. We
yeah,
can get her. We just need to get the right people. We need to get the people that Valerie doesn't know. So that means getting fresh faces in here. That's always the
yeah.
key.
I got Echo Side on Wednesday, and I can do some plugging there too for her.
Yeah, I can do that same thing on a Question Swift. I had two shows on Wednesday. I have Danny Thompson and I have Mason Greer. That Danny Thompson boy, she's pretty. Um, she's pretty. I'm trying to think of. I think she would probably be our version, like Shannon Tweed. Do you remember
Oh,
her? Yeah. Joan Severance.
whose bed have your shoes been under?
Exactly. She's just drop dead gorgeous. Got a killer body.
That was the
So
reason why I like that music video for who's that whole thing with the Shania Twain because I kind of stood there the whole time like, oh, hello there.
the only thing that sucks about it, the only thing that really sucks about it though, is like when somebody like that comes on there. It's like this happened on Friday the 13th, the remake, and also happened on Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's like, man, it's almost like it's sort of really twisted too. Um, it always seems like I don't know what it is, but it seems like the really pretty girls they always seem they always seem to die harder. You know what I'm saying? Like Debbie Voorhees
Yeah, I
and
think people want to see something bad happen to the
I
good
don't know
looking
what that
girls.
is. It's like it's sort of like it's just really sort of morbid, and it's
Maybe
like
maybe
okay,
it's the writers and stuff. They're going. I wish I could have a girl that pretty. God damn it, I
you
can't. So now
know
she's
what?
got to die a horrible death.
It doesn't come across that way. You know, it's like if you look at the final girls, like you look at the final girl for the first Friday the 13th, and the final girl Amy Steele, the second one, and you really do look at it, you notice that they're not always the most attractive girl. And I'm not saying they need to be all attractive, but it's like it's that the
1 minute sugar went in.
but the pretty girls always seem to die the worst. You know, uh, that's I guess that's what really gets me about that.
Sorry about that. I can hear her clawing at my door.
Who blood claws?
Evil one.
Oh, your dog.
Yeah.
But
But
that
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, there are definitely more attractive girls in those movies. I mean, for the first movie, oof, I thought the girl who gets killed at the beginning gets her neck cut. I thought she was better looking than Adrian King.
yeah. I mean, all I mean, the first one was really straight from the theater. They're like at that whole cast look they got casted from the theater, and they did. There was no one just outstanding about that. And then if they got the then they got the formula going. And next thing you notice that all the really pretty girls always died real rough. They most of the time they died a lot worse than the guys did. A lot of a guy would, yeah, he might have his head crushed in or whatnot, but I mean, but a lot of times the girls would always suffer. You
Yeah,
know,
like the final death in part 7 was the axe to the hatch to the head and thrown across the room.
yeah, beaten in a sleeping bag against a tree. And the remake burned alive. It was just like, wow,
And
okay.
then that was brutal, by the way.
All those kills in that movie were brutal. All of them. The remake, that was brutal. The one underneath the dock, that was the
Oh
worst one.
yeah, boom, and pulls
Because
the
the
head
way
up.
they had her eyes roll up when she died, that
Oh
was
yeah,
creepy as fuck. That was just like, damn, that's not right. Yeah, but it just. All right. Well, me and the cheetah, he's back. He's back. I'm not picking you up though, dude. You're furry. Um, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back to do another pop up, and we will see if we can get Lady Valarie to 100 tomorrow. We got her up to 78. That's really cool that we were able to do that. I'll be out a little earlier and let people know we're doing a pop up and see if we can get 22 heads in here and get her up to that first 100. I know we can do it,
yeah.
and so hopefully I'll see some of you guys here tomorrow night. If
I
not,
gotta I gotta go in my other accounts and watch some of her videos and leave comments. So if they
yeah,
stick.
by all means. But thanks for guys for coming out, and we will talk to you tomorrow night. And stay safe. And the cheetah and we're off to get some din din.
That's what I
All
should
right,
do too.
yes, sir. I'll talk to you on Instagram, Echo.
Perfect.
All right,
Take
guys.
care.
We'll talk. Peace.